Good. All right, Shalom. We want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakodash.
Double honor to the apostles and others of great millstone. Shalom to the Akim out there preaching the word of sincerity and the truth. It's another Saturday. Can you get today's date, Baba Prashad?
Yeah, the second, April 2nd.
April 2nd, and things are getting closer and closer until the end. That's why the job that we always go into is prophesying the downfall of America, which is the best job in the universe, man. To prophesy against the kingdom that constricted and destroyed our forefathers, beguiled us as a nation, destroyed us, destroyed our culture, for us to have the ability to get back and be aligned in the spirit of Yahweh Shai being, at one and understanding, like it tells you in the scriptures, that we got the promise of this life and the kingdom to come. Man. Lord willing, we're those men. We're covering both dynamics. That's why even in the spirit at times, it might be a tragedy that happens, like a man might fall, die in the faith. But guess what? The scriptures speak about those certain souls being raised up. So this devil, he's the one that got to pay. Of course, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the ones that aren't compliant to the law, statutes, and commandments, they're going to have to meet judgment, But I really wanted to key in on this so-called white man and the frenzy he has created in this society which we know of America, man. And part of his inception to this country was known as what? Colonialism, all right? Where you had the Spanish conquistadors as well as their Edomite constituents, the French, the Dutch, the Portuguese, they all were on a consorted front. Also the Jews too, Jewish, all right, the bankers, they all were on a consorting front to take us down as a nation of Israel, and that's where they went wrong, all right, because they touched the apple of the Most High's eye, and we understand that when you actually touch the Lord's people, it's going to be a specific judgment that come with that, man. As a matter of fact, if you could get that in the law where it says, he that stood the man, and get caught in the same shall be put, give me that Zechariah.
This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north.
Yeah, it says, ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north. What's the land of the north? North America. All right? And when is it saying fleeing? Does it speak about, catching a Delta flight? Get on American Airlines and book your ticket to the land of Israel? No. Because if you really want to go into it, Babylon is of course we know this is America, but it's become a system, man. Now, of course, for clarity's sake, when you go into the book of Revelation, it speaks about the whore that sitteth before the beast, and we understand Babylon the Great is America for these, naysayers that trying to say it's wrong, or trying to say it's really everywhere, because it's not technically everywhere. But Esau has put his tentacles all over the place to the point where everything is confusion, man. Right. You go to Israel, it's confusion. Right. They got the forefathers all white. They got homosexual gatherings. They give children, I'll just use this word, fellatio, for ritual practices of circumcision. I had to say it like that. I don't want to get no flags, man. So it's all kind of confusion, man. You go to, and that's supposed to be the Holy Land, which it is the Holy Land, but you have these Khazarian bastards that are in that land infiltrating and putting their witchcraft and confusion and sorcery there, man. So when the scripture says to come forth and flee out of the midst of Babylon, it's talking about getting your head out of this system, man. Stop drinking the hunch punch of America, man. Because we all know that Esau likes to lace his products, man. How much more this American foolery is packaged, it's sprinkled. It has the fucking, the allure to it. That's why when you read the book of Revelations, when John was describing the whore, he described her as a beautiful woman, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? He gave her the promiscuousness, which was something that was attractive, alluring. You see? So this system, as we know it, is very attractive. It brings a lot of traction. It brings a lot of tourism, But this is not the system that we ought to be in. We seek the kingdom to come where it's not confusing. All right? You
chapter 2, verse 6. Once again, it says, "Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north."
Get out of here, man. Get the fuck out of this. You know, it's making you want to get black and white. Get the fuck up out of the mindset of America, man. What has this place offered us as a nation? A vehicle? A mortgage? You know? A baby mama that got you on child support? You know? Or say, for instance, you actually are well off, and you know what I'm saying? You got a house. You know, you have a pretty, you know, hefty income. You know, you of the higher mid-class or mid-class range. Guess what? The rest of your people are in oppression, man. That's why when you go into the book of Exodus, Moses was sitting in the prince's seat, man. And was he eating grapes and popping the baddest Egyptian Mizraimite chickens, you know what I'm saying, chicks in that kingdom? Was that his head? Was that where his head space was at? No. He wanted liberation for his nation, man. You know? And Moses in today's time wouldn't be middle class, man. He would be of the upper echelon. You see? So how much more a middle class Jake, you know, that think he made it because he getting paid $28 an hour, man.
If I could say, you still gonna get a nigga moment, man. You still gonna get that moment where the cops pull you over, they're gonna harass you, they're gonna search you, they're gonna frisk you, or you're gonna get some moment in corporate America where you're gonna still get treated as 3/5 of a man. It doesn't matter how much you make. Look at Dr. Dre. These celebrities, they all get their nigga moments at some point in time.
Can you get that where it says that we're subject to payments?
Yeah.
You got that pretty soon. You don't, right?
No.
Okay.
Zephaniah 2 and 8. Come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord.
And there's so many reasons why we should flee the land of the north, man. Because this place is trying to apprehend our souls. It tells you that in the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, that Esau wants the souls of men. Bubba Kashar, could you hold that and get that in Revelation 18? I just want to bring out around that, you know what I'm saying, those couple verses where it speaks about the souls of men. Because even when you go into it, that shows you this is talking about the so-called white man. He's the one that absorbed all these riches. It speaks about the frankincense. It speaks about the gems. Because this devil has excavated material from all throughout the earth. When it says in certain articles that Britain invaded 90% of the earth, they didn't just go there and subjugate nations and get the hell up out of there. No, they went and mined. They tilled the earth. They stole their natural resources. You know, whether it was for you know the actual diamond district, or whether it was for their pharmaceuticals, because a lot of these different pharmaceutical drugs and these different products come from out of these different countries and things of that nature. It's only native to this area. It's only native to this area, you know. And see, a lot of these different nations had bargaining chips, but Esau had the power of the sword, pursuing the Genesis, the 27th chapter. So he knew he could just bulldoze open the nations any goddamn way, man. That's why it tells you that in Revelation, the 6th chapter. So going to Revelation, the 18th chapter, you see the rundown. He stole the earth, man.
Yep.
You got it.
See, where particularly he started from 12 to 14.
This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 12. It says the merchandise of gold and silver.
Yeah, so a merchant is somebody that houses merchandise. And this devil is the ultimate merchant, all right? Where he harvests your social security, your birth certificate, you know, your cattle. You are a possession that he's not willing to let go of. That's why we have that in the law, all right? You will never get liberation in this system. You got certain jakes that be in that sovereign, they got sovereign citizen demons on them, man. You know, thinking they're gonna beat the devil in his game. Hey, guess what? Some of that sovereign citizen stuff be true, but the white man don't play fair. He don't even follow his. The laws was made to keep your ass down. You know, right? What a cobra look like getting, you know, dying by his own poison? They're immune to it. You know, but this devil, he'll use that poison onto you. Because your body, you know, you're not susceptible unto the same codes and you know what I'm saying, and laws that he is. He can bypass things, man. That's why you have a term called diplomatic immunity, where you're immune to certain things because of your diplomacy. You know? And you got Jake that they'll fall into that same pot and they get goddamn, you know, skewered, man. Is that a term, skewered, when you got with the meat You know, Jake be getting toe up, man. You know, but you got it.
Revelation 18 and 12. The merchandise of gold and silver.
The merchandise of gold and silver.
And precious stones.
Yeah, so this devil got all the gold and silver. They speak about, yeah, all the gold and silver. Gold is in Fort Knox. Man, this devil got that shit under his bed in fucking Europe somewhere. These devils, you know, they have all these different remote locations. These devils live so fucking rich. It'll blow you away. You'll look at a house like earlier this week. I seen a house that was worth $600,000. That shit was humbling me like that. $600,000 not no money. You know, for a house. These devils are worth. If you look into the Rothschild family, their worth is that their estimated net worth is in the multiple trillions, man. So could you look that up? They have that on Google where it says the Rothschild network. You know, they own the world. They have numbers that just go up, and they have the ability to give you, like it says, these gold, silver, and they can drop the rate down and have it where other people are abundantly rich and still be filthy rich, but they don't want it to be so. You got it.
It says, Revelation 18 and 12, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones.
And precious stones. They got all these precious stones from Africa. They're different excavations. You had the scramble of Africa, and they have the actual pictures where you could look that up. They have the French on one side, the Portuguese. They did the same thing in Africa that they did in America. They all went in the consorted front, you know, and started picking apart through the power of what? The sword. Genesis the 27th chapter. Nobody worked that sword in history better than the Edomites, man. I'm just being, you know what I'm saying? Outside of us as a nation, because the Spirit of the Lord was with us, you see certain, you know, remarkable feats that took place in the records of Kings and Joshua and things of that nature, you know, but that's because the Spirit of the Lord was, of course, with us. But when it comes to just raw devastation and demolition work, demolishing nations, and you be looking at these different cities, countries and shit, them should be war torn. Yeah. Esau did that shit.
Right. Oh, like Libya, before and after Gaddafi was in there. You know, Gaddafi was trying to go in the gold standard, and they bombed the shit out of Libya, man. And look at Libya now. Look at it now.
Look at Afghanistan.
Look at Afghanistan. You look at different places where the military go, and that military, man, they like locusts, man.
Right.
They put shit down, and they do it for shits and giggles. They'll kill off freaking farmers. They show you that, and that's why it's good to watch those military movies. Like, It was on I think Platoon. Jarhead is really good, but Platoon, you see the dude on the Gallic gun, and he just you know what I'm talking about. He just fucking destroying farmers, man. But that's the mindset of Esau. You got it.
It says Revelation 18 and 12, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen.
And pearls and of fine linen, which these are exquisite resources, man. The average Jake doesn't really have access to linen, you know, top tier linen at that. You got it.
Yeah, I mean, look, going back to the curses, when you go to Deuteronomy 28, it says you're going to go to him for the one of all things, you know? And the fine linen, like the scripture's going into, that's a part of us having to go to this man for clothes as well.
Yeah,
you know?
Because a lot of these different, I don't know if it's linen per se, but you have like the silkworm. You know, silk comes from, if I'm mistaken, the silkworm, and it basically, it's kind of like what's the word? I don't know if it's necessarily the saliva, but what they, you know, bring out through the saliva, so to speak, for lack of a better term, they make silk. Now, how many Jakes got access to them silkworms, man? You know, or if you look at Abba always brings this out, the sheep. What's that? Cashmere. Who has access to cashmere, sheep, and things of that? You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, man.
Jake don't even have access to a backyard.
Yeah, you don't even have access to a backyard. You in these high-rise boxes, man. Right. You know. And see, that's how this devil plays you too. Who has access to cattle in abundance? You know, I drive through. You know, I do the little trucking thing here and there, but I drive through areas, and it's not even no really big stuff. Like I said, this devil, he took over so much shit that you can't even see. But it's just certain areas, it's just full of cattle, man. You're like, God damn. And these, like I said, be upper middle class Edomites. How much more these actual international bankers, man? They the ones that finance and pay these farmers to stay afloat. They're the ones that pay and create these different budgets to allocate funds over here or take funds out. We're taking $1 billion out of that. 1.2. Oh, when the pandemic, took place, we're gonna put 4 point. How much was it? The stimulus that they actually put? It was in the billions though. But they'll talk about billions like it's hundreds of dollars. 4.7 trillion. We'll put it over here. Like, God damn, But that's how you know this devil is. It's talking about Esau. He's the devil that run the world. You got it.
And if I can say too, that's the real act of racism. Okay, racism is not like how you Jakes feel outside of the truth and say, they don't like us because of our skin color. Racism is when you take a certain wealth or resource and you put it to the side for your own people because you're about your own nation of people. You know what I'm saying? It's not because we don't like them because of their skin color. That's a dumb apartment mentality type of mindset.
That's a nigga mentality.
Yeah. It's a being a nationalist.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a nationalist or in nationalism, like Trump was all about nationalism. He was all about Americans. He wasn't about the Ukrainians and the Russians. He was about it's the same thing with us. We practice nationalism too. We all about Israel.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit about these other nations. And rightfully so. It's your
rightfully
people.
so. And they shouldn't give a shit about us because it's in their nature. It tells you that in the book of Sirach. That all beasts consorted to his light. If I always think about that. I put my head in, onto my psychological box, and I'm like, if I was an Edomite, I'd be a racist.
Yeah, be like, fuck them niggas too.
I hate niggas. I'm gonna be real. As extreme as I am in this, if I was an Edomite, I'd be as extreme over there, man. Because that's just national, like you just said, nationalism.
Hey, the spirit of nationalism is the only reason Esau even loved Jacob. Because when you look at the only reason Esau ever Jacob was through sports, he entertained. And when did Esau start cheering for Jacob on this side? And here in America, when Jesse Owens took his ass over there and blew out those Edomites. That's when Esau started cheering for Jake to a degree.
When they put him in
nationalism.
Oh yeah,
it was Jake was putting Esau on the pedestal. The nation of America was put on high, and it was put on high off the backs of Jake. You see, but that's the only way through nationalism. Still, it was America at that point. It wasn't Esau, Jake. It was America.
And they seen
nationalism.
And they seen that integration was powerful in itself, just like you said. That and also the military. Because a lot of those Jakes was getting called niggas and monkeys. You watch those military movies, man. They was getting treated like niggas, and they was getting treated like what's the word? Basically collateral damage, man. They'll send them on the front lines.
Cannon
pawns,
fodder. Cannon fodder.
There was cannon fodder. That was Jake cannon fodder. They probably strap a bomb on a nigga and hey, run over that. He probably don't even know he got the bomb on him. He thinks it's his book bag. That shit just blow up. And it's not even documented. It's just lost in the scrolls.
Lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce. But we'll keep going on that. This devil, man, he got a lot to pay for, man. Yeah, you got it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32. I start at verse 7. It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father.
We're a very considerate people. We consider this devil, man. You Jakes are inconsiderate.
Right.
You let everything this so-called white man do just go blow off in the wind. You look at their descendants and you ain't even billing up the tab while he billing your ass from your descendants. Jake is just lost, man. That's a form of consideration. We consider the evil that this devil has done, man. For many generations, we go all the way back to the history of Amalek. But the law says that we're going to war with Amalek for how's it written?
I'm going to war with Amalek from generation. Same way.
I'm going to war with Amalek from generation to generation. The Most High said he's going to war with Amalek from generation. So how much more his people? But we're going to be at peace with the Amalekites that put our asses on slave ships to get here to work and bust our asses. That don't make no sense, man. Make it make sense, Jake. If you're going to tell a story, because, Jake always want to, fend for the devil. But make it make sense, because this devil is not on your side. Just because he give you a little luxury car or a nice watch, or some material bags and shit like that, gift you screw up on. That's how he get you to. You got it.
Yeah.
It says, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations.
Remember, is back. Remembrance. Put these things back into your memory, man. Put these things they're in the back of your memory bank, put them into your front of your memory bank, man. And that's how you know how to actually look at this devil and put them in perspective, man. Because these devils always got a sleight of the hand. They always got a trick up their sleeve, you know. They don't. You can have a conversation with this man, and he can talk to you from this tone, and you know, but in the back of his mind, as it is written, he seek to throw you in the pit, you know. And look at these, when you try to sound off for a house or something like that, they'll start throwing all these different percentages at you, but they'll never tell you all the hidden shit, the hidden terms. It'll be somebody that you know he know it, and then next thing you know, they all lackadaisical. Like,
Right.
how the fuck you get so stupid? You were just a master of this shit. Oh, well, man, you know, the records, and I don't have. And then they try to blame the system, well, the computer, you know, the optics, you know. And like you were saying about the insurance, well, you know, I don't have the ability over that part because it just changes, and that's out of my reach. But then they'll that's how they string you. That's called stringing you along, man. That's the art of stringing you along. And Jake don't get it, man. And then they know Jake is frantic, and the anxiety is. They work behavioral psychology, man. They know how a nigga think. They know how your income range is. They know when you fall on desperate times. They know how much to loan you, how much you're gonna actually have to pay back. They put you down in zip codes. Esau got everything down to a science, man. He's a master scientist. Huh? Redlining you. You got it.
It says, ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Ask the elders, and they will tell you. Our forefathers warned us about the so-called white man. Our forefathers wasn't kicking it with Edomites. You know, kicking shots over there in the land of Edom. You don't read that, man. You know, when David went to the land of, land of Edom.
And took shots.
Yeah, and took shots and drank flagons of wine. And he was there for 4 days. I mean, 80 months. That's not written, man. Yeah, they were at peace. You don't read that about any of the Israelite forefathers, man.
Right.
You know, for the most part, really, you don't even really read about Jake even dealing with Edomite women like that. Now, of course, you see concubines, but when it actually highlights mainly certain nation women, you'll read about heathen women. You know, Israelite women. Not saying that they didn't deal with it. Don't get it wrong, but I'm just saying, anytime Esau is heavily mentioned, it's about some devious, devilish shit that's going on with him, man, as a nation. You know? So he is not to be befriended, man. He is not to be closely embraced, and socially accepted. You got it.
Deuteronomy 32 and verse 8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Yeah, see? So the Lord cut up the nations, man. This is your nation. Like I said, nationalism. One thing about a nation, that's common sense. That deals with nature. All right? If I'm a lion, the fuck I look like trying to kick it with even the jaguars, man? Yeah, even the cats, even cat family animals, felines, they ain't all at one. A lot of felines hate the shit out of each other. Let a lion run into a cheetah.
You see that. They be killing.
They'll kill the shit out of a cheetah. Oh, no, that's fam. That's why even the narrative of Jason, I was thinking about this. I'm going to do a lesson on this. That whole Black Africa bullshit. All right, say for instance, we all came from Africa. That was the origin. All Africans wasn't at peace with each other, man. First off, Africa, which a nigga be remiss of, Africa's a continent, man. It's not a country. There's all these countries inside of this massive continent. Those Hamites, a lot of those Hamites do not like each other, man. And really, they all come from the house of Ham, but they're sub-families in the house of Ham. That's why you don't see really South Africans, South Sudanese dealing with Ethiopian women and shit. For the most part, they try to keep their now. We know how integration works now, but for the most part, they were trying to keep their nations divided.
It was really like when you look at the nation, there's no commonality amongst them. When you look at Israel, there's a commonality, though me and the Issacharite may never have kicked it. Where when we get amongst each other in the workplace, you see that natural gravitation towards us, a commonality of, yo, man, I'm just here to get a dollar. A slave, like how Esau would be a slave. Jacob over there, too, I'm just trying to do what? It's a commonality in spirits, man.
You see more of that?
Psalm 55 and start at verse 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Yeah, see, it says he hath put forth his hands and such that be at peace with him. Let's talk about the nation of Israel, man. I mean, Edom. All right? When the nation of Edom came, they knew how to destroy the Gadites and the natives here, man. They looked at them, they scoped the land, they brought that Hebrew interpreter. You know, they was looking at their artillery, you know, reading it, being a devil. Which really, to be honest, that's kind of wisdom to a certain level, you know, because even though he is the devil, it's in his nature to conquer.
Yeah.
That should be in you niggas' nature, man.
Being cunning.
Yeah, cunning hunter.
The scripture talks about the wisdom of Timothy.
Yeah, the wisdom of Timothy. You know, so these devils are all about playing the background and the front ground. That's why they put politicians in the front. They put the excellent orders in the front to keep the musician while they run amok in the back, man. You don't have the fucking, you know, the grimiest of the devils on the front. You let them run the back. Put them in the science lab. Let them work up brew up that witchcraft, and you let the politicians and the lawyers get them off. You see, that's how the devil dances, man. He knows how to work in different facets. It's not just one devil, man. That's subtlety. That's why the scripture says there's many. Can a brother get that in John? There's many antichrists, man. They trying to find like it's one devil in the midst of one of these days in Montana somewhere. The hole is just gonna bust wide open. It's just gonna crumble and flames gonna, you know, and you're gonna have the devil gonna jump out like it's a fucking WWF experience, man. That ain't gonna happen. But let the churches tell it. Let the churches tell it. One day there's gonna be actual horses that's gonna gallop through LA. You know? And in San Francisco. Yeah, like what was that? Ghost Rider with the flames. That ain't gonna happen, man. And everybody gonna turn the skulls when they drive past. And, these churches, man, it's a joke. You got it. I want to get the mini Antichrist.
This is 1 John chapter 2 and verse 18. It says, "Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come."
It says, "Little children, it is the last time." We're in the latter days, man. And it says, "And you shall hear that the Antichrist shall come." Keep on.
It says, "And as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists."
Even now there are many. So even back then there was many anti-Mashiachim. All right, men that was against Yahushua, and that was against Yahushua's men. Because even the apostle always goes into that when the Jews were called Christians, first in Antioch, that word is basically Mashiachim. You know what I'm saying? The ones that was followers of the Messiah. So how is it many antichrists now? Because they do things that's adverse to the ways of Yahushua and the things that's adverse to our spirit, man. That's the spirit that the Antichrist shall come in. You know? That's why it tells you that in the book of Thessalonians, who cometh after the works of Satan. Because you have the spiritual demon Satan, we all understand that, but you also have his physical counterpart, you know, that his spirit dwells in. You know that to show you that on Little Nicky, man. You know, you had the politician talking, and I think old Satan was inside, you know, I think one of the brothers on Little Nicky. That was a funny ass movie, man, when I was a kid. But they show you that's really how Esau works, man. He has the spirit of this spiritual demon Satan. That's his flesh of choice.
If I can say, when you go into that word devil in Revelation 3 and 10, it's that word diabolos, which means a metaphor applied to a man who opposes the will of the Most High. So that applies to Esau, man. I mean, you know, that's like process of elimination. That's Esau the evil.
Yeah, that's sleazy, man. And all these devils sleazy, man. You know, they all sleazeballs one way or another. We don't have the ability to go into all their portfolios and sniff out all the bullshit that they do.
It's not relevant.
It's not relevant. But we understand that the Most High has put that spirit on that nation of Edom, and we know. But you got it. What you had? Oh, that's yeah, get that. I'm gonna start at 20 again. Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. Yeah.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. What does that mean? He has an art of bedazzling, man.
Yeah.
You know? He has a way of bewitching you. A lot of these jakes think they made it because they, like I said, they got a Charger or fucking Porsche.
Yeah.
Jake got a Porsche. Now America, all right. You know? When a white man, you know, raped our foremothers and also our forefathers.
Right.
You know, castrated us. But Jake got that, you know, accepted in that Ivy League school. Now all so-called white people like the devil.
Right.
You know? That's how you know Jake, man. Jake ain't got it. That's why the Most High is raising up the most potent of the nation. Because all Jake ain't potent, man. You know? You think about it, even if you put Jake in perspective of potency, Jake, if you ask Jake the definition of potency, the first thing they're gonna think about is goddamn weed. You know? Their heads is not in the right place. That's why this thing is about the elect, man. We're fishing for the most potent. Because the elect is the most potent of the nation of Israel.
Yeah.
You know? And the most potent are gonna hear them, like I said, my sheep hear my voice. Alright? You got Jake that sheep, but they're gonna be a lot of those 2/3 sheep, they're gonna be led to the slaughter. Esau even got his portion over the Most High sheep. He got it, which is 2/3. But the 1/3, like it says, my sheep shall hear my voice. All right, and those are the ones that's gonna actually be led to the shepherd and not follow this system to the left or to the right, which is gonna be towards their destruction. So in the 2nd and the 7th chapter, it's more. I can cut something.
Psalm 55:21, continuing on, it says, "His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords."
Yeah, if you feel oil, olive oil, or it has no grooves in it, you know, that's how these certain devils talk. You like, damn, this motherfucker don't even hiccup. Everything is just perfectly like a harp. Like the devil gonna talk you out your goddamn soul. That's what they gonna do with this AI. They finna package it to a point. Niggas ain't finna be running. The microchip. Nah, they gonna be running towards it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the devil can convince Jake to take the jab. He's gonna convince Jake to take the remote TV.
They gonna convince Jake, and they gonna package it so sweet that a nigga it's gonna be they gonna have a shortage. They gonna need more because niggas done took more chips than they supposed to. They gonna be robbing for the microchips, man. They show you that in certain dystopian movies, how certain people try to like Elysium and certain things, but it ain't like they ain't gonna have hackers in the future.
You ever watch you brothers ever watch that series Upload?
Oh yeah.
On that series Upload, they show you how basically after death they want to upload you to a database. But there was levels to it. You had the rich, and then you had the poor. When they ran out of data, they were just frozen in a glitch. It was in a glitch.
So Jake gonna go for the best microchip they got. You know? So that's how it's like you said, drawing swords. But that chip is likened unto a sword, a piercing instrument. Anyways, when you look at that word sword, it's, in the Hebrew, you know what a sword is?
No.
Nah.
Harab.
Harab, I think that's one definition, but the one I was thinking of was Zion? Zion? And what's the one for in Genesis? Where he's Cain, which is Quayon, which is a piercing instrument. So I think it's 3 definitions of sword, you know. But the main one I'm thinking of mainly is Esau, because dealing with Cain. Cain means piercing instrument. Because what? He's always had, you know what I'm saying, it was always in his lap to pierce, man. It was always in his lap to cut through, you know. And the ultimate piercing instrument is going to be that MOTV, man. Yeah. That's why when you go into Casa stigma, the word stigma, which is a 6, goes into prick. And that mark of Satan was on Cain since the beginning, man. So he had the print of 666, you know, he already had the devil in him, and it was showed even in the beginning when the Most High stripped him of that leprosy, you know. So it's indicators to show who the devil is, man. You just got to know how to match it up. Jake don't know how to rightly divide the word of truth and connect the dots, you know. You said you had a piece of it?
I do, brother. This is Isaiah 45, and I'm going straight to the point. Isaiah 45:7, and it says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." Because, like the deacon is going into, Jacob and Esau represent good and evil on the earth. See, when you think of evil and good, people think of it in the senses of
this ideal.
Yeah.
Like the idea of good and evil. But the Lord actually manifested good and evil into physical people.
Right.
So this is really the Lord, one side is the good, the
Wicked.
light,
Yep.
which represents the righteous, the Lord, and the left-hand side
Wicked.
is the wicked, Satan, and the so-called white man. And that's not our fault that you don't know that information.
Right.
Don't hate us.
But yeah, going back to that Revelation 18.
Revelation 18, I just started at 12 again. It says, the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk.
And purple and silk. Purple is a very, very rich substance. Purple was worth gold at a point in time, man. Worth more than gold at a point in time, man. You know, because when you go into purple, it deals with the Tyrian, what's that, mollusk? Is that the actual term? Actual snail. It's like a snail. And it was a certain color hue that they would actually create in the land of Tyre, those Tyrian mollusks. And that's how you could actually create purple. Yeah. And that purple took a long time to make, man. Purple isn't easy. I ain't talking about the shit that we got. That's a new factory created, patented. That's why he saw patent colors, man. Because even creating the color purple and the mixing and the fabric, things of that nature, that's artificial, man.
Yeah, because if you say when you go to a paint store, let's just say you want to go get red. That red paint is going to have an actual number. And that's what you say. There's no number to the actual, right? Like the number, like you say, that actual color purple. There's no barcode or something to it. That's natural. But like when you go to your fucking Sherwin-Williams,
Yeah, Sherwin-Williams.
you know, it's a color code to it.
Yep. Yeah, it's a color code too. But this actual purple back then, it was very, very exquisite. And certain men were wearing it in their garments. That's why when you read the book of Maccabees, it said one of the men of the Lord got actually given a purple garment. You know how expensive a purple? That's like wearing something more than like a gold garment.
Yeah.
It was a purple garment. Purple at a certain time, like I said, was worth more than gold, man.
Solomon wore purple.
Royal.
Solomon wore purple. Yeah, they were. Jay be thinking that they wear purple. It's the same thing as purple. That's not two totally different purples, man.
They think of Lakers and shit.
Yeah, they think about the Lakers. You got it though. But this devil, like I said, this devil has ownership of the world, man. And you never see what's hidden in a lot of these vaults overseas, and things of that nature, man. In France, it's a lot of countries that you don't even be, cities and stuff like that. Within these countries, you don't be thinking about where devils are just living filthy fucking rich. They ain't just filthy rich here, They're filthy rich all over the planet, man. In China, they live in luscious, in Australia, in Africa. They'll probably be living in certain areas. You be thinking it's just straight poverty. In the midst on the hills, it's a damn devil watching over the city. Yeah, like in Africa and shit. And they be having a lot of those exotic animals and shit like that, man. So this devil is living on his high horse. This is his heaven, man. That's the point of the man. This is his heaven. We're trying to paint the picture to show that this is this devil's heaven and this is your hell, man.
That's right.
We in the pit. We in the system that we can't even break out of. You got it.
And he says he would exalt his nest as the eagle.
Yeah.
That's going in like him to be up high. Like how they used to live in them caves in Georgia, Russia. They like to be up there all real high in the sky like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's power with elevation. This devil understands positioning, man. They don't want to be at the bottom. They want to be on the top. And they're going to make you feel like even when you're at the bottom, they're going to give you the illusion that you're actually at the top. What do you think a lot of these middle class, that's why they allow people to finance and get these things they know they can't afford. Because they want them to feel that illusion.
Yeah. Greater circle.
Greater circle. You got to go a little bit more into that.
So it says purple and silk and scarlet and all
Purple, silk, and scarlet. You got it.
and all thyme wood.
And all is that
Thyme.
fine.
THYN.
Maybe certain stuff we don't even like. What is that? I mean, a brother might know. I got to look into it, but like we said before, it's so much resources, and you look at certain resources by weight. If you look at like the most valuable things created, man, there's certain stuff you're like, God damn, man, this shit was worth more than I ever even make in my life.
Right.
Certain crystals and certain it's certain
Like dishes.
certain dishes.
Plates,
It's certain
bowls.
chemicals like harvesting. There be certain devils that be trying to harvest certain stuff. They'll say like outer space. Not that we know this devil that didn't get that far, but he'll have certain things where they'll speak about, you know, in plutonium and you know what I'm saying, these different, you know, things of that nature. This devil learned how to harvest in the science lab, and these things be appraised in fucking, you know, tens of millions of dollars, man. So this devil runs the world, man. How many ways do you have to show that this devil has it lock, stock, and barrel? And it ain't no getting guns ain't gonna help you, Jake. Jake think, all right, well, let's go to the fucking gun shop and let's purchase some goddamn old ass AK-47s, man. And let's do it like niggas wasn't even, they couldn't even get that far back then. What they had, Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, you know, the Black Panthers. Now they had a little run, don't get it wrong, but they really didn't take over no county. That nigga didn't even take over a county yet. A street, a block. You know, how much more to a city or a state or a country or a continent? Jake ain't getting that far. We need a savior, man. It has to be a divine intervention to get us out of this fucking hell, man. You got it.
It says Revelation 18:12. Down in the middle, it says, "In all manner vessels of ivory."
Yeah, ivory.
"And all manner vessels of most precious wood."
Most precious wood. Yeah, so this devil has most precious wood. You know, where they'll cut down trees. It's Apostle Gabal went into that. These so-called white people cut down trees the size of Panama, I think, annually, man.
Yeah.
You see? Deforestation. That's destruction in itself. You got it.
Well, pianos. I forget the name of those really expensive pianos. They cost like anywhere from $100,000 to millions of dollars. It's because it's specific kind of wood. They need a specific kind of wood to go into. Like you see them grand pianos that need keys in them.
Yeah.
It's a certain kind of wood that goes into them, and they reject a lot of wood because it doesn't fit the need of that piano.
But I ain't gonna lie, man. I sit here. You're talking about the riches of Esau. I be catching myself watching $18 million house videos on YouTube, and on the walls they be like, and yes, this is prime maple wood. And things that, and you see the same thing in the scripts when in King Solomon's house, what type of woods he used.
Yeah, the rich ain't going to Home Depot.
Depot, yeah.
The rich ain't going to Home Depot building a house. That's where you niggas go get your supplies from.
Right.
Yeah. So we know this devil got it, man. You know? And like I said, matter of fact, you get the Psalm 73rd chapter. So a little bit more on that.
It says,
Psalm 73rd.
"In all manner." Just keep on.
Okay. Yeah, you hit the Psalms of men, right? Okay. Yeah.
It says, "In all manner vessels of most precious wood,
Vessels of most precious wood, keep going.
and of brass and iron."
Brass and iron, you know. See, and these devils have the ability to finance the military, you know, to expand their military budget. What do you think these different tanks and these high-end vehicles, fighter jets, jet fuel, all that stuff cost, man, that's a lot of money, man. Millions of dollars. So the government really throw millions of dollars like really fucking, government dollars is like millions to them, man. You see? And they put it everywhere to their liking. What's gonna actually help pursue their and push their agenda. The so-called white man's agenda is not to get niggas out of poverty. You know? You don't see them, like, that's the main thing. We're gonna have to get niggas out the ghetto, man. We gotta find a way to get these niggas out of drugs. How long have they been fighting the war on drugs? Niggas getting higher. It's just a new drug just came out of Florida. Who whipped that shit up? It's just new release drugs and shit. It's the so-called white man. You got it.
If I can say too, didn't Joe Biden just make some kind of implementation where he said, "Hey, I'll just supply these J's." I'm gonna just say J, but we know the C word. You know, the people on the glass. He just said, "Hey, we're gonna put pipes and syringes, and we're gonna put that together in a nice little nick. And we'll just give it to them instead of them trying to."
Dang. Yeah. Fact.
Yeah, then they'll do. It's funny in Florida. They'll run trial runs on them Haitians, man. Put them on Flocka and K2. You know, all these different illicit drugs. You know, and then when it's clear to be used internationally, that's when they'll start taking it to the East Coast and out west. I think it's an opioid epidemic, man. Fentanyl, whatever the fuck that is, whatever the hell that comes from. I ain't even researched how that's created. But that's that newly packaged witchcraft that Esau put and dope up the whole world. That's why America, even when you look into drug consumerism, America's number one. America gets high as hell. You know, high class, middle class, as well as low class. This is a drug-induced society. You got it.
Revelation 18 and 13. It's, at the end it says, and of brass and iron and marble.
And marble, like we said, high-end material that this devil uses, and he creates. You know, he develops, he produces. That's why they have innovators, man. And they have certain individuals where they can throw a hefty bag to help just push that plan, man. Push this agenda. Like I said, whether certain individuals we see on the forefront, which most people we see on the forefront, they're really on a low level, man, just to keep low niggas at bay.
Yeah.
You know? But the ones in the background, that's the ones like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing back there, man? We don't even see y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who's shopping? We want to know about you devils that shopping Phipps on a Monday morning, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what they up to, man? You know, it's like spiritual investigation, man. But see, these devils, they cover their footprints. That's why the scripture says that they walk on in darkness. You can't trail somebody's footprint in darkness. They work in darkness and they claim they have the light. So that what? They can operate within that darkness and keep you in the darkness. And lock you up because what? You don't know no better. That's why I tell you that. And then a lot of niggas be knowing better over certain stuff, but they don't know how to snake themselves out of this system. Which is really no way of snaking themselves out, because the so-called white man created it for, this is his monopoly, you know, and you're a subject in it. That's why the scripture says, and Baruch also, you still have that, probably subject to payment. Because we're subjects, man. If you look at test subjects, those are the main ones you experiment on. We've been getting experimented on since we hit America. Whether it was mentally, we think Stockholm Syndrome and all these different traumas and complexes come from. Yeah. And Jacob look at themselves in the mirror and be like, my lips too damn big, or my hair nappy as hell.
I'm too
What's
dark.
complex on? Huh?
I'm too dark.
I'm too dark. I'm just black. Where the fuck you getting this shit from? So-called white men bred that destructive self, you know what I'm saying, image. That's why, hey, you see majority of these black women, why they bald as hell, how did they get to that point? Because they permed they fucking, they destroyed their scalp from self-hatred, man. All these women, I had sisters, man. They put that perm in their head, and what's the first thing they do? They do this shit. And they slap it because it's burning their scalp away. You know?
They get themselves alopecia.
Yeah, they get themselves alopecia.
Right.
You know, but even Jada Pinkett said that, you know, she said that she had that symptom, you know, and when she was in Hollywood, the white executives kept making her dress white. You know what I'm saying? Put her bouncy hair, so to speak, straight. They want her to keep putting that flat iron on that head, you know? Keep to the point where most of that whole scalp got snatched from her, man. You know?
India Arie, she was darker than that truck about 15 years ago. Now it's like she got lighter and lighter.
Serena Williams,
She was talking all this stuff about I am not my hair, Sammy Sosa, you know, all these celebrities, they get lighter and lighter as the years go. Look at Nicki Minaj. I mean, little Kim.
Yeah. You had some okay, let's get that.
Revelation 18 to 13, it says, and cinnamon,
Yep, and cinnamon,
and odors,
and odors,
and ointments,
and ointments. Hey, even when you look at like frankincense and myrrh, that top tier frankincense and myrrh, see what we use as frankincense and myrrh is really low class.
Oh yeah.
You know, now of course we rise the righteous act, but the reality of it is we don't have the top tier nothing, man. You know, Jake be walking like they big shit, man. Look, we low class, man. You know, what we drive in, the houses that we live in, what we eat, what we drink.
Right.
We finished, man. When the scripture says that Daniel, that Esau shall wear out the saints of the Most High, that prophecy been fulfilled, man. We done wore out fucking high top forces, man. We wearing 8 months over their expiration date. That's us. You know, tongue all lagging and shit. You know, because Esau wore us out through the labor market, man. You know, Jake got a bad back. They destroyed. They own all kinds of medicine. You know, and they got a fucking jump through hoops and hurdles and even to keep up with their bills, man.
You got it. Like I say too, that's how you know that we the people of the Lord, man. Because if any other nation went through this type of peril or work or stress, they would be committing suicide, man. Especially these damn weak ass Edomites. Oh yeah. You know, that's why Pharaoh said to his army, basically, the more hell we put on them, all they do is make babies.
Yeah.
So we gotta do away with them.
We gotta do away. Oh, so that's why what did the so-called white man come out with recently? The male birth control bill.
Oh yeah.
See, you know why the so-called white man created the male birth control? To control your birth. Why? Because the more Jake get oppressed, the more Jake have sex, man. You know, sex is a form of what? Relieving stress. It's a stress reliever. So when Jake get heavily oppressed and depressed, they use alternatives like sex, fucking making babies, man. So this devil is constantly trying to pull us from our production. He's trying to make us counterproductive as a nation, man. You got it.
Alphabetism, you know.
Oh, yeah, straight up pushing that. Yeah. Pushing them numbers on us, man. Pushing them letters on us. You know, you can't be an M and an F anymore. You gotta be the fucking 8th letter of the alphabet. T. What the hell are you doing all the way in that part of the alphabet? It's only 2 parts of the alphabet you're supposed to be, man. An M or an F. You know, these weird parts of the alphabet, they don't get to Z. You know? They already got that.
They're gonna add numbers.
They're gonna add numbers. T1000 and shit.
Elon Musk's daughter's name.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he named his child, and it was like a shit was like a calculus equation.
Yeah. We gotta get about it.
It says Revelation 18:13. It says, and frankincense
and frankincense. You got it.
And wine and oil.
These top tier wine, man, from top tier vineyards, man. You know. And Jacob gone Shalom, like, oh, you drinking good over here? Oh, man, everything we drinking is destroying us, man.
Right.
You know? Food and water, all these things are supposed to nourish your life. These things are destroying us from the inside out, man. Your pancreas and your stomach, your kidneys and liver, you know, just fucked up all over the board. You know, your brain mineral deficient, got brain fog. You gotta study the same thing 8-9 times damn near before you can get it because you got brain fog and shit. That should be real, man. This devil working, you know, he knows how to keep us destroyed and polluted as a nation. You know, while he lives in the outskirts and they test the air quality. They make sure that the air quality is damn near perfect, you know, while they put them big ass industrial facilities in your neighborhood, right outside your neighborhood.
Oh, yeah, man. Like on the south side of Atlanta, man. They got a lot of those areas where they're gonna put like a lot of waste facilities to get rid of waste.
Yeah, zoners.
Yeah, zoners.
We saw tear our ass up with them zoners, man. Like you live over like on the east side of the town. What is that like beyond was that Flat Shows on the other side? Like head towards the airport, man. Ain't nothing but garbage. What is that like? Whatever on the other side of like Wesley Chapel at the other end, man. This ain't nothing but landfills, trash, Forest Park. That's why Forest Park, you can get a house, you can get a whole house, eight bedroom house for $1,000. It's just the truth because of zoning. Esau don't be having bus stops. That's why you black asses can't go up in 400 North.
Right. They cut you off.
They cut you off at a certain point. Like, you niggas is not gonna ride this train to Roswell.
To Alpharetta.
And they said that they literally, no, the brothers is laughing, but literally that's what was said on the news years ago with the expansion. They always say, we don't want niggas or black people riding on a train with stolen TVs.
Yeah, they tried to extend, I believe it was Fournette.
Yeah.
They tried to extend the mark to Fournette, but they
ain't trying to do that because niggas steal TVs in their mind.
The major landfills on the east side to the south side. Yeah.
You done that. Matter of fact, when you get whoever, yeah, I'm not going to. Matter of fact, you get Genesis the 25th chapter. I'm not about Esau and the fatness of the earth. You can finish that one off.
It says Revelation 18:13. It says frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat.
Yeah, fine flour, this is a point to show America is a heavily imported. It imports everything. All right, building off of that point. These things, these other countries. That's how you know that this is not talking about the Vatican. All right, this is talking about America. Everything here comes from somewhere else. Frankincense, the people, even the people here came here from other places. All right, keep going, brother.
It says fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses.
Yeah, horses and sheep. We go into these points. Another fabric, right? Like they were going into purple earlier. Cashmere. My mind was blown away when you find out that cashmere comes from specific goats from Iran. So any other type, if a person's wearing cashmere and it didn't come from that specific land, from those specific sheep, it's fake. You have other types of cashmere, you have like rabbit cashmere, but true to life cashmere, expensive $1,000 socks, it comes from specific sheep. We're on a low level. This brother, the bishop, excuse me, I love this point because he's right. We just eat chicken.
Yeah.
We just eat chicken. We don't know the type of chicken. We don't know the like. Right. When you get in when you even with chickens, man, the brother Raab knows this better than me. Chickens produce all kind of different egg colors.
Yep.
And there's so many different types, but all we know is just fucking chicken thighs and wings and breasts.
Right.
That's all we know. All right? Because when you dive into this, you realize this is what riches is.
You see, that's why Jake, we living in a time where Jake is not well versed.
Yeah.
You know, how the saying goes, variety is the spice of life.
Yes.
And because Jake lacks variety of substance, they don't really know how to deal in multiple different areas. You know, you got Esau, they eat Wagyu steaks, they eat Kobe, they eat all the prime cut steaks in the world, so they can really have conversations with steak people. A nigga can't talk to steak people. You have to teach him how to hold a steak knife.
Yeah.
He don't even know what a steak knife is. He don't even know what he holding the steak like I always say at the table, holding the steak knife like a goddamn serial killer. Because they don't have any variety. Cutting the steak like you hold a pencil.
And then Esau, you say they eat all them high quality steaks, so a butter knife could cut this. Yeah. Again, you niggas, you ain't nothing but a bunch of cube steak and gravy eating niggas, man. And it's showing in how you've been raised and you're just poor.
That's right.
We're not here to make fun of you being poor, but it's just true, man. The scriptures say it's the curses. And your poverty is the reason why you can't break that glass ceiling of understanding how fucking low you are in this system, man.
I got a scripture.
Yeah.
You're making a good point about that cashmere. This is Ezekiel 28:4. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
So you got to know about these resources to go get them, to what to do with it. See, a nigga like we say, Esau knew if I give niggas 40 acres and a mule, man. I always say this: if you gave niggas right now 40 acres and a mule, niggas would sell all of it back to get a car.
Yep.
That's the truth. They be giving it away. But you don't understand. You got devils on the other side. Himalayan salt. Something as simple as Himalayan salt can make you a billionaire. But we just think that just being a good trained slave and working all the goddamn time. That's why Esau, through his wisdom, has made our people perpetual slaves. But the Lord didn't mean for us to be that way. You niggas just want to check, man. When are you niggas gonna grow past one to just cash checks? You're not tired of cashing checks? You're not tired of waiting till the third and the first for money? This shit is embarrassing, man. We went from running the world, taking a crew of 100 slaves into wherever we went, and coming out of there with enough riches for the next 5 generations. Now your daddy worked 80 hours on the field just to leave you with bad memories. That, matter of fact, finish that and somebody will get Deuteronomy 28.
All right, verse 5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches.
See, Esau with his traffic, he know how to get it moving, man.
Yeah.
He know how to get it. See, this devil, again, you got to know these things and know Esau through his wisdom. He knew that the Panama Canal was something serious.
Oh, yeah.
You know how crazy that is to know however many years ago with no satellite pictures, no high view able to see, and you know that this is going to be the thing that's going to change the dynamic of the world for us.
Yeah.
So whatever we got to do, we got to do it.
See, Esau has the Silk Road. Esau has the access to the Silk Road of all the world's resources. Niggas don't know where to go to get supreme premier level resources. Right. Jake, like the brother was saying, Jake go to the things that's commonly put in their face. You know, Esau has connections, world connections, where they can get premier wood and gold. Jake wouldn't know the first thing to do to go and try to get a gold bar, or to go and try to get some resources from Venezuela or Czechoslovakia.
And how to get it here.
Yeah, Esau knows what countries is rich in what substances, what countries have this. We don't know that. Because why? Because the curse is written in Deuteronomy 28.
That's right.
See, Esau has this wisdom because Esau is free. Esau is free, where he's a free man. You know, so when you're a free man in the world, you have access. Nobody holds you back from going into certain places. Esau can go wherever we want to go in the world. We can't. Yeah. You know, you got it, bro.
This is Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
And see that there, us being scattered in all these nations, that puts us, that's why we're going into these curses, that puts us as the tail.
Yep.
So that already puts us at a disadvantage. We're the slave.
Right.
We don't need to know more than a slave's mentality to get the job. Just get the job done, niggers. That's what's been pumped in our head since 1619.
Yeah.
Just get the job done. We don't think about nothing. We don't even in our own backyards, we don't think like that. Because we don't have the ability to. We too underdead, worn out, as was at Daniel 7:25. Wear out the saints. When you so worn out as a man, ain't nothing harder in the world than being an Israelite man. The amount of effort it takes for you to just keep your mind positive. Esau go have a shot of some $3,000 shot of scotch, deal with some prostitutes, and wake up in the morning and go take over a country, man. We wake up with back problems, kidney stones.
That's right.
Like, goddamn, like the brother was saying earlier, you'd be 32 and finished.
Yep.
Esau would be 68 and whooping ass, man.
Climbing Mount Everest.
Bro, you know the apostle go into that. What's it, that devil that owns Virgin? That he,
I know you're talking about.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's an outdoorsman, man.
Bronson or some shit like that.
Yeah. Branson, something like that. All right, keep going with that.
And to be subject to payments.
That's it right there. Man, when you are subjugated to payments, man, that is what your whole life is about. Yep. That keeps you right there. That makes them bills is making decisions for you before you do. All right? Them bills, man, there's bills right now waiting on us in December right now. Them motherfuckers them niggas is looking at the clock like, I'm ready.
My time to shine.
My time to shine. You're like, shit, man. Esau ain't worried about that.
Right.
Esau swipe a credit card and pay for the next 10 years, man. It be right, y'all. Listen, if you deal with these Edomites, you think that it be a regular nerdy Edomite. That regular nerdy Edomite got like 80K in a bank account.
Hey, then these numbers, what they do is they plan ahead. So they thinking 25 years down the road, they gonna make this investment. My kids are straight.
Yeah.
Niggas, man, we don't do that.
Oh, another Salaki, real one. Ivan Island Boulevard. I always use this as an example. I met some girl that was dating the grandson of that road, right? He was just waiting to turn 25 and he was going to inherit a trust fund for 100 M's. Yeah. Imagine just turn 25 and get 100 M, man. But we here, Israelites, payments on payments on payments on payments.
Your grandma died, you're going to inherit a house note.
Right. Yeah. You got to pay for the funeral. Keep going with that. You got to pay for the funeral, everything, man. It's the bills.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord, our power.
Yeah, because as the scriptures say, the wages of sin is death. So part of that we got to pay back is, man, your residuals. We paying residuals. Restitution. You know how when you catch a case, like you catch a federal case for fraud or something, and they be like, yeah, you're going to go 10 years. and you got to pay back $500,000 back. That's the restitution. So part of this punishment is restitutional too. You got to come out of your pocket, man. Yeah, you got to pay the Lord's tithes, and you better render unto Caesar what's Caesar's, right?
Hear Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom.
Yeah, because the commandments of life, that's where our freedom, that's where our wisdom, that's where, hey, that's why us brothers here, before we came into the truth, listen, man, I didn't know nothing about nothing, for real. I ain't know nothing about no resin or incense and frankincense and myrrh. I ain't know nothing. But that's through the wisdom and power of Yahweh Shemi Awashai that raised us up. That's why we don't come out here and act all bigger and greater than anybody else. Because, man, I remember a time where, listen, man, I grew up on Pepto-Bismol, Tylenol, right? Robitussin. We grew up on all that shit. But through the wisdom of the scriptures say a wise man will not abhor the herbs of the earth, the medicine of the earth. That in itself raises us up. So that, and even just knowing that little bit, that puts you in the mind frame that separates you from 80 to 90% of our people. Because a nigga don't know shit about shit. So just the fact that the Lord saying, hey, I'm gonna bless you with the knowledge of the herbs. I ain't no shit about herbs before the truth. What are you talking about? What herbs did you have in your house? I'm talking about like, yeah, this right here, this is black seed. I ain't know about black seed all until I came to the truth. I ain't know about sea moss until I came to the truth. That's why Jake out here be sick and dying. We've been healthy back here through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Because we don't hoard the medicines of the earth. We go to it. You niggas have been on Tylenol for 30 years, man.
Yeah.
Any more to that? No. Yeah, you got yours.
This is James chapter 5 and verse 4. It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, quiet.
Oh yeah, like again, like the brother we were saying earlier, we don't have to read you all your rights, Esau. We don't have to, and we don't even got to go far back into history to get the understanding of how devilish you are. I was on Twitter the other day and somebody said, name something that white people have received in life that they didn't take by violence. Crickets. Ain't nothing these so-called white people have right now in possession that they didn't get through fraud or straight up and down bloodshed. That's right. All right. So they've been keeping back part of this by fraud, man. He's scammed. He scammed Samuel L. Jackson to the fullest, man. He hits big scams. The fact that we get paid by the hour, that's a scam in itself. And taxed. Then we got to pay a tax we get taxed on the money we make. Then we go to a store and pay taxes on the products. And then we got to pay taxes at the end of the year. That's fraud. You know how much money you make on these jobs for these people? These people that work in these Starbucks and these McDonald's. These McDonald's makes hundreds of thousands of dollars in an hour. But how much you think Keisha and LaQuay and Quintarius is working the shift from 8 in the morning to 12 at night? And all they made was $100 in a day. They just now getting $12 an hour. Just now. Damn. Yo, them companies make billions of dollars a year. But you paying some niggas, the part of the most important group that's keeping your ass sick and, healthy and not getting sick when you climb, you gonna just give them crumbs, man. But hey, whatever. It's all biblical prophecy. Right? Any more of that, brother?
It says, which is of you kept back by fraud, quiet. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of Yahweh of Sabaoth.
That's right. Because you know what? Whether the 2/3 of our own people are crying out and they trust in oppression, so what? We're crying out. And that crying out is becoming contagious, man. The world is crying out. Because it's not, even though we're crying out, these other nations, they're trying to hijack our cry. They're trying to hijack part of the cry. But you know what? It's all good. You know what? As the saying go, enemy of my enemy is a friend of me too, man. So it's all gonna happen. Because at the end of the day, Esau, you frauded the world, man. You ain't just frauded us, but we the only ones that matter. All right. Got that at
It's Deuteronomy chapter 28,
Isaiah 19.
verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And this is something that really, you are the Israelite camps, you might need to go back to Israel 101 curses, man. Understanding what predicament you in. We are not blessed. See, with all those videos I've been seeing of the great and honorable Bishop Nathaniel, right? You all are doing these massive shows and introductions and
busting through the double doors like a gunslinger and walking into the saloon.
Like, come on, man.
You know?
You thought it was WrestleMania?
Yeah, you like WrestleMania. You know, busting through the double doors with all this illustrious glory.
Yeah. The Lord never did that stuff.
Yeah, no, you good. Here it is. We in captivity to this day. Yahweh Shah didn't come like that.
Right.
Hey, the scripture say Yahweh Shah came lowly, riding upon the ass, the foal of a coat. That's right. You know what I'm saying? So how are we supposed to come? The scripture say we supposed to prophesy in sackcloth, man. They got them $2,000-$3,000 garments on, some badass garments, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie,
that shit looks straight out of Black Panther.
Man, on some badass garments, man. But that's not the spirit that we supposed to be illustrating, man. Just laying back and off the cap, man.
Yeah, man. We're in the lowest of our times, man. No matter how much money you got or whatever you think you got going on, you need to remember your ass is still in captivity. Man.
Still there.
You still a slave.
Oh no, because they show you that with these examples of these millionaires, right? Yeah. And they bring them low. You know, Bill Cosby and
all of them. The list go on.
They and anymore, we'll chunk you down and show you that. Listen, nigga, you still a nigga.
Kanye said that. Remember Through the Wire.
Yeah.
Even in the bench, you still a nigga.
Still, that's right.
Yep.
Jay-Z, I said the same. They let it know because they've experienced it. Yep. But here we have it. Some niggas that just find out that they Israelites 25 months ago, right? And now all of a sudden you were just this dripped out and kinged out, and you know, you just got it all. You just the man. You seek righteousness. You're just the quintessential Israelite.
But you know what though? See, knowing this truth is actually twofold. It could be a blessing, but it could be a curse unto you too, depending on how you receive the truth. So a lot of people come into the truth to get marked for death. Okay, so how we see everybody want to come and they take a liking to the glory of what we trying to be, but nobody want to go through this dirt road, man. You know,
humility comes before honor.
Right.
Go back to that. Matter of fact, bring out your precept. Come back to Isaiah 19.
You go out,
man.
This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 37, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Yeah, there's no breakdown needed for that. Jake gonna learn the hard way about just being chatty patties and running their mouth, man. Always having an opinion, always got something to say. Scripture says if you don't have an answer, it's better to put your hand over your mouth. So sometimes it's just better to exercise the right, your God-given right to shut the hell up. All right. All right.
I got one real quick now, Nick.
Go ahead. You got it.
Real quick. Going back to the curses. This is Haggai 1:6. It says, "You have sown much and bring in little." Now imagine a crew of 3 women on a big ass 757 Boeing jet cleaning that big ass plane. That's a lot of cleaning, man. And you got to think out of that. They're cleaning this plane. This plane is probably about to take at least about 5 to 6 trips a day. That plane itself is probably going to gross probably about $150,000 to $200,000 in one day.
Yeah.
And they gonna make these women work their ass off. Yeah. Jake taking the bags off the doing all the laborers' work, but the pilot get the most fucking money. Yeah. He says
he up there coked out.
Yeah, coked out. Up there with a
plane
with an
flying
ankle coat.
Yeah, he just got to land that bitch and take
off. Yeah, drunk. Right. It says, "Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat but ye have not enough.
Yeah, because even with that, who works in all these restaurants? And there ain't a restaurant. There's not a restaurant in Babylon that don't got an Issachar right in it. Ain't I don't give a. You can go into the middle of the country and it be a Chinese restaurant, and it's gonna be Issachar in there cooking. So here it is. We got our people. Our people are the reason why you people eat, man. But we don't eat. You ever, man? Y'all brothers know, man. You do this. You do Uber Eats. You be out there for hours, 6 to 10 hours in a day, trying to make some money and something shake for your family, delivering people their food, and you be hungry as hell. You be in the whip hungry. You think Uber be like, they tried for a minute. Well, you know, you go to Subway, get you a cookie. You know they were doing that bullshit. You work long enough, you go to Uber, you go to Subway, you go get a cookie. That's embarrassing. It's a shameful thing. I work 8 hours for you, but you go get me a cookie. All right.
It says, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but are not filled with drink.
Because again, this food, this water, it's all stripped of its nutrients, man. How you drink water and it was proven. These bottles of water and stuff like that, the pH level in these bottles of water be straight acid.
Yeah.
You be like, I'm doing better not drinking soda because soda's straight acid. Yep. That's a flat soda, but it's water.
Well, and you know what's so crazy? The scriptures say, we shall drink water by measure. Mm-hmm. And it's ironic because water was literally the freest thing besides pussy. You know?
Facts.
Everybody could dig 20 feet right now under in your yard, go in your backyard. If you dig 20 feet, you're going to run into some water. Right, that's why they put the septic tank down. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a natural well in their yard. Yeah. But we got to go get water dispensed to us. And then it's polluted water. We always used to have access to a clean source, a body of water. Spring water. Now let you go. Now let's say like you got certain people that got alkaline water businesses, right? You have to go and find a natural spring. They got a lot of them in Georgia, South Georgia, some of them in North Georgia. But you have to actually pay to use it. Pay to actually bottle the fucking water. Yeah. And sell it. Mm-hmm. You got to pay Esau because he owned the land. Mm-hmm. See how wicked that is?
Yeah. And if I can say too, like what in the bottled water, the thing about water is water is just like everything else. It has to move. You see what I'm saying? Water has life in it. It's electric. It's something that when you put into your body, it's supposed to energize so you activate. That shit in the bottle is dead water. Yep. A lot of that water been sitting in those bottles for years before we even come before it even comes to the store for you to buy. And then it sits out in plastic where that plastic,
the ink from the plastic gets into the water. That's why you're not supposed to leave your it's a health note. You don't leave your bottle in the summertime. Don't leave bottles of water in your car, like in the trunk, because it expands the bottle and it causes that ink.
That ink to bleed in.
It's just, but that's part of these curses, and that's just part of us. This all should make you mad, man. Yeah. Like the scriptures say, the more wise thou art, the more angry thou art. Because why? Something as small as water should piss you off if you were Israelite man. Like, you don't want my family to drink clean water. That's enough to go to war. The cheap thing of life.
Let me finish this real quick. It says, he clothe you, but there is none warm, and he that earneth wages to put it in a bag with holes.
Come on now, we all know that feeling. I remember Jake has been around. I used to say this faithfully, man. Fridays used to be my least favorite day of the week. Because what? That check come and that check be gone. Check come and it be gone, and you just be sitting there angry, wondering, and hoping for the next check to come. Right. That's what it's like to put this money in a bag, and with holes in it, man. It's like you got a sack, and you just walking down the street, and it's just coinage and everything falling out. And it don't be like that for them other heathens, man. These other heathens, you said they got checks. These heathens will have checks. They ain't even cash. You get a check.
Yeah,
everything stops.
Okay, so that's why you got a network. Because how much do they actually net? A net is like of course, it's a net. You don't have no network, man. Because we don't net a damn thing.
Yeah.
We don't got nothing like that because it's all cursed. Our money is cursed, man. All right, and really through the spirit. But you know what? I'm gonna say this through the spirit. You niggas' money is cursed. Our money ain't cursed like that. All right, the men of the Lord's money is not cursed to that extent anymore because what? The Lord is building us up, and we've made the proper changes in our lives so that we don't fall in the same traps as y'all.
Yeah.
That's why y'all are gonna take that RFID chip and everything that Esau got going to you because you are you victimized by his system more than us. Right?
Yeah.
We don't trust his system. We get into a job situation, we understand. Man, this is temple, man. And we'll walk off. You niggas will sit there and lose life force for the next 40 years. Yep. All right. Was there any more of that, Bishop?
That was it, bro.
All right. You have it. Okay. Let's go ahead. Go to Isaiah 19. I want to use that. All right. And then we will go to Genesis 25. Isaiah 19.
Start at 19.
19, I believe. Yep, that's it.
This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 19. In that day shall there be an altar to Yahweh Shah in the midst of the land of Egypt.
And these are altars, man. We represent the altar and we also represent the sacrifice. That's what this is. Okay? So the Lord, even these are altars being set up to fight against the evil spirits that are out here, man. Keep going, brother.
It says, and a pillar at the border thereof to Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, the Lord is setting up the pillars through the elect, man. All right? The pillars of the church. The pillars of the church are the pillars of the nation of Israel. Right. So that's what the Lord is establishing. Right before your eyes in Egypt, in Babylon. Keep going, brother.
And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressor. And he shall send them a savior.
Yep.
And a great one. He shall deliver them.
I'm sorry, I'm in 14. That was good too. Isaiah 19.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 14. It says, the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
Yeah, it's a perverse spirit. It's backwards. See, in society, like what the bishop was saying to the side to me, our kingdom is just going to forever get better and better. The kingdom of heaven is going to forever just get better and better and better because it's not going to be perverse. Right? Esau's system is perverse now. It used to be a time 40, 50, 60 years ago where it was clockwork, man. An Edomite man turned 18. He got a job, a college waiting for him. A few years later, he got a job. The Edomite woman went to college and did whatever. By 25, she was married, had a child. By 30, they had 2 children, a house. That was clockwork. Winning. They was winning, man. It was like a conveyor belt of success at one time in this place.
Taking no L's, bro.
No L's. I'm talking about like it was a time where it was just like, again, these Edomites. There used to be a time if it was an idea, they could wake up the next morning, go to their local bank, go to the bank, go get a loan for $100,000, get it the next day. Week later, they build it. Yep. It'd be a dumbass idea. Yep. It'd be a buffet of just salad material. Yeah. Right? It'd be a cold salad, pizza buffet, burger buffet. Esau just be out here just coming up. You know what? I'm gonna sell this. Yep. Do it. Can't do that shit no more. Nah. Because the Lord put a perverse spirit in your system, man. Yep. Every time you take 2 steps forward, you fail. Yep. It ain't working like that no more for you.
And now the shadow government got more control than it used to have.
That's right.
See, the elite is stripping this whole world of its true resources. So the way that you Edomites was able to maneuver is really because the international bankers didn't really have a full grip on world currency. Mm-hmm. Okay, they didn't really have that power like they got now. Now that these international banking families really control majority of the markets in the world, you Edomites can't do what you used to do.
Mm-hmm. Sad. Yeah. That's why I say you watch these. Jake men will get caught up in those videos. I always speak of one from IG and these Edomite men. It's just so hard for a man. You're too nice. You're too mean. The videos. You know how the Edomites. You can't say thank you. Can't say ma'am. I don't know what I can do anymore. It's just hard. Yeah, you Edomite men are podcasters now because you in bad case.
Everything is perverse. You're losing. I want to say, I'm like, man, I'm not in that spirit all. You know, it's just so hard to be a man. Sad. Nobody really cares. Nobody cares about your feelings. That's Edomite men. Think about the videos when you hear it. So y'all brothers don't let that spirit in your system. That's Edomite men that's going through it. We ain't going through it. We go through little trials and tribulations and hell at the moment, but it's all, like we always say, I've never had nothing taken away from me that I didn't get back better. The Lord take away and give back to you better. You Edomites, you just are getting familiar with them curses, baby.
Hey, if I could,
yes, sir.
I was talking to the brother Rapaf last week. I had took him to a little spot, and we was talking about the job thing, right? And I was like, you know, I was talking about the Edomite, little college boy I work with.
Yeah.
I was basically saying, like, this nigga went to school and, you know what I'm saying, got all this debt and shit. And he got a degree in college and all that. And, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I didn't even graduate high school. I was like, but I work at the same job you got. We make the same, I make more than you. We get the same amount of benefits and all that shit. And I was like, I know he feel like shit looking at me every goddamn day.
Of course he do.
And I was like, I used to tell this nigga what to do every day. Like, man, I need that over there. I was like, man, these devils is motherfucking losing.
It's over with, man. It's over with. That's that perverseness, man. Keep going with that. That's that perverseness. It's like Edomites can't do nothing.
Yeah.
All right? They can't get right. You 1 second it's like we got too many. 1 minute it's the employers market. Next minute it's the employees market. Yeah. Jake out here, people out here, man, I don't want to work no more. Yeah. Well, I ain't working for $12 no more. Yeah. I need $15, $20, $30 to work. And then that puts Esau's like, well, okay, we'll put robots. Good luck. He's having problems with that.
I was just listening to that exact thing you said on the news. They're having the problem in the market with raising minimum wage because they just don't have the actual, like you just said, the funds. So what they're gonna have to build it to their reserve and create artificial cash to keep that illusion going.
Yeah, to upgrade on every level for your regular fast food places, and for them to put a robotic chef in there, it'll save them money in the long run. But with anything as an initial investment. Yeah. And these companies, for them to get rid of humans, it's gonna cost. You gotta put.
They just had a big show here at the Civic Center with all these big ass millionaires displaying their robotic machines, you know, to basically just come through and take away jobs out of the factory.
Oh,
you know, like one of, you know, I brought one piece to Atlanta. It was a machine that, you know, pick up the pallets off of different shelves in the warehouse.
Oh, because they get rid of humans. They don't need a nigga whipping around the pallet jack, man. All right. The forklift. You know how Jake do.
Knocking out shelves.
They get rid of that. They get rid of all that. You doctors, they don't need doctors no more. You're gonna start going to the hospital and it's gonna be a robot. iLab. That's how they do. They when you want to get your glasses or whatever in your eyes, that you talking to the doctor behind a computer screen. Yeah, see? It's over with, man.
They showed you that a couple years ago with the bank. You go in there and cash your check. You talking to somebody that's in a whole nother fucking
I remember that. Yeah, that's right. I remember, you call up and pick the phone and you talking to somebody. I remember I asked her, where you at? She was like, Texas.
Yep.
Right. Boston. I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
Yep.
So that's that perverseness.
Yep.
You can't understand this what we scripture with all these examples.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's finish that one off.
The Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Every work.
As a drunken man staggereth in his heart.
You ever work on a job site? I know this brother, he probably know. Jake come to the job site working with paint and shit. I remember one time I worked on a job site. Yeah. Jake showed up the next morning, the floors was new. Yeah. He was doing raw plastic. Drunk as hell with a Coke 45 in his hand. He was drunk as hell on the job site, messing up.
Yeah.
He got kicked off the job site. Yeah. That's what the Lord is literally saying. The work spirit of Babylon really is like a drunk man. Yeah. You ever hire a drunk to do a job? Yeah. Some drunks can handle it. Everybody know there's like there's maybe one or two, that neighborhood drunk that man, he do it. He gonna get it done. Some brothers know who that is.
But he's dysfunctional with it.
Right.
And speaking to these drunk,
straight as the motherfucker.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah,
but you
that-
know
that
what?
spirit-
that spirit is out
that
here.
is-
Y'all, you know, you're like, yeah, we're gonna do this. You're
Yep.
seeing the vision, it's not
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Maybe we should go, nah, you know what, we should save.
Yeah.
Cut the funds,
Yeah.
cut the federal rate so we can save. Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's fucked up. You know what? Oh, raise it.
Fire
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, wait, fire him.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that didn't work. Hire him.
Yeah.
That's Trump shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, give everybody money.
Yeah.
Take it back.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give them money. Take it.
Oh, that's like, what chapter it is?
Isaiah 19.
Isaiah 19, yeah. Because when you read down in that chapter, it's basically going to tell you, like, the council's all messed up.
Yeah.
The council's all, so whatever they try to do, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's gonna basically be to where, you know, like you said, they're gonna try to put somebody in place, and then when they do that, I guess he doesn't have the competence to really know what to do.
Right.
And we're talking about government positions.
Yeah.
And if I may add, just a slight point, because see, this devil has projections, and his projections is not adding up. He's trying to find alternative projections to push his plans. You know what I'm saying? But it's not working. You know, and he's seeing the only direction he has at this point is to excite war.
Yeah,
You know?
it's the only thing. See, Esau's trying. He's trying to avoid that because he understands that war will come with a pause and the things, but he understands he has to. Okay, he has to because wars bring revenue, man. All right, we can finish that off. We get back into this.
It says, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit.
Yeah, he, you know, Sub-Zero on an ice puddle. His feet on, you know what I'm saying, on the ice puddle. That's what the society is doing. That's why if you are a real idiot if you believe that Babylon the Great, also known as America, can bounce back. If you really genuinely believe America can bounce back out of this, you're that drunk man.
Like, you know, spiritual. We was talking about that last night. It's only a few states that still kind of holding a little bit of weight in the United States.
That's true.
We were saying Georgia's one of them, you know, attraction states. We know Georgia finished, but it's compared to most states.
Yeah.
Georgia, Florida,
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
That might be it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That might be it.
Everybody trying to move out of New York and California.
Yeah.
And all of these different states.
Yep.
Right.
But shit, it's even getting hard out here.
Yeah.
It's getting hard as a motherfucker out here.
Yep. Hey, the smart ones are the ones who got the RVs and RV parks. They the smart ones, bro. Off, couple hours away from the city and shit.
Yeah, man. Fuck these cities, man.
Yeah, these cities ain't.
Because it's like it get to a point, my real friend, she was telling me in New York City, because Apostle said this years ago, man, New York City, that's Elf City, man.
Yeah.
She was saying to me, they trying to pass a bill in New York City. Bro, he saw the devil, man. If you walking too slow down the road in New York City, they'll give your ass a ticket. Get your ass, did I say get your ass to work, man? You gotta have a certain, man, if you walking below a certain speed limit, what, they gonna have a gun like a speed?
Yeah.
They gonna slap the ticket on your chest.
Pull your ass over. He get it cut with a gun. Nah, pull over. What the hell? This is perverse.
You're doing a 5 mile per hour walk. So
Got a bad leg. Pat you down. You got a precept.
It's Isaiah chapter 51, verse 21. It says, therefore, hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Talking to Israel.
Yes, sir.
It says, thus saith thy Yahweh, thy power, or Yahweh Shah, and thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. So our Lord, Yahweh Shah, is telling us, Israel, he's going to take out the cup of fury from off of us.
That's right.
Okay? And he's going to say, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee,
Yep.
which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over.
See, that's that's Esau.
Yep.
Specifically Esau and the other nations, man.
That's right.
All right.
Yep.
Your time has come for you to get
Oh, that goes.
familiated with. I'm making that word. Familiar with all them words, with them curses. All right, Esau. That's what's in your future, man. You can do all of this is just you. This is you you're dragging down. You know when they like that when a nigga's getting walked to a execution chair, that long walk, the Green Mile. That's you, Esau. You just dragging your feet. You acting like you dropping shit along the way. Oh, you dropping change. Picking up pennies. That's what you doing right now. You're just dragging your feet. Because at the end of the room, bro, you going into slavery.
That's right. Yep.
You get chained up.
Yep.
You gonna get whipped.
Yep.
Beat. All right.
Hog tied.
Yeah. That's gonna be the sun. That's gonna be the new birds in the morning. Hearing Edomites getting put to death.
Right.
You just gonna be laying in your bed chambers and you hit a few birds. Ah! That's what's coming, Esau. You've done all this talking, you've talked your shit, but you can't avoid the inevitable. Your manifest destiny is for you to go into slavery. That's updated.
That's part of his manifest destiny.
2.0 and on. Your new manifest destiny is to go into slavery. Right, any more than that, I'm gonna pass to you, Bishop.
Oh, because the scripture says that he lived by the sword. Manifest destiny, part of that was him swinging that sword.
Yep.
But that same sword that's written in the Old Testament is written in the New Testament. Oh, yeah.
This is first Ezra chapter 3, verse 21. And this is speaking on wine and Esau being drunk. It said, "It maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor, and it maketh to speak all things by talent." And that's what Esau went about as the book was going into speaking on manifest destiny. Esau was going throughout the world drunk, speaking about his talents. When a man gets drunk, it gets to a point that all he can do is just brag, you know? And what comes after that point? It's just pure inebriation. It's what brother's going into. You don't even really understand what you're doing. It's like he passed the point of reason. You see?
And that cup shall surely pass to you, and thou shalt be made drunk. Was it one of yours, Bishop? Was it on yours? I think yeah, go ahead. Yeah. It's like this is the book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 31. It says, "Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall." That's it. That misery is coming, man. You Edomites are in bad. You Edomites, see, that's why the Lord will harden us up, so that we don't have the slightest level of remorse for you. Because it's hard to look at you. It's hard. No matter how tough you think you are, it's hard to look at somebody in bad case. Like you could be, even how we feel about the 2/3 of our people. How we feel about the 2/3 of our people. We look at them and they still be downtown or wherever. We be like, damn, you know, that's whiff. That's right like this. It's lucky, but that yeah, will you read that again? This is Luke chapter 4, verse 31. "Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall." Yeah, laugh now, cry later.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Because you nations, you created holidays, you created drinking games, you created comic books, and you know all types of manners of laughing at our lowliness, man.
Yeah.
All right, but you know what? The Lord gonna shift that right back to you, man, in a worse way, in a bigger way. You keep going. Yeah, it's like that.
That's not
Verse 32. "Miserable are the cities which thy children serve." Ooh, miserable are the cities. Scripture saying the curses, "Curse shall not be in the city, and curse shall not be in the field."
Yeah.
And what in these cities throughout Babylon the Great are majorly filled with the tribes.
Yeah.
Look at Atlanta. Atlanta is a tribe city, man.
Yeah.
Charlotte, tribe city. All right, Miami, tribe city. New York City, tribe city. LA County, LA, tribe city. And then far in between, the little towns. Jefferson, Mississippi, Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah.
All these are cities where Jake is cursed at.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so the Lord is, that's why that's why don't let the negativity of what you see happening to this place wear you down.
Right.
You gotta combat that, because see, the Lord is punishing these cities that have made trillions and trillions of dollars off of our misery.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how these big cities became big cities. That these smaller ones, man. What Jake was just, they get their resources because shit that's in the city has to get imported into the city.
It get
There's no
outsourced.
factories or so here in the city that should get imported.
Because cities are like you said, cities are Epicurean centers.
Yeah,
it's all about the fun, the bustle,
the
nightlife.
The
dating scenes and all of that. So everything comes from the outskirts. Like you said, when you drive out toward what it was at 85 South or 75 South. You start to see all them big factories. Hey, when you go 85 North, you see all the car factories, BMW. That's on the outskirts. That shit ain't. They ain't producing BMWs in the middle of the city.
Nope.
They sell them here.
Keep going, Bishop. It says 32 again. It says, "Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable."
Hey, look at New York City. New York City is in bad case. LA is in bad case. Florida, but specifically, look at New York City. New York City went from being a flatland to the Empire State off of the backs of Israelites. So now look at it. It's through. Don't nobody want to be in New York. The only people that's in New York right now that are there are people that can't leave. You're not in New York City You're not in New York City because you want to be. Everybody wants to get the hell out of New York City. Everybody. You will not be. Being in New York City is the equivalent of niggas. You've never met a nigga that never wanted to. That every nigga want to quit cigarettes. New York City is the equivalent. Everybody want to go, but they can't because the Lord is going to destroy these cities for what they've done to us.
That's right.
That's right.
Atlanta, you got judgment coming your way too.
That's right.
You made this city. You turned this city into a big freak fest for Jake, man. This is where niggas get away from these hellholes to come here and be big freaks, man. So you got to pay for that too.
Oh yeah.
It says, "Miserable is she that received thy sons, for as 33, for as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation."
Hey, so we're supposed to rejoice at this bitch getting worse. All right? We're supposed to be happy at America's in worst case. You should thank the Lord that there's potholes in the road. Thank the Lord that there's bandos and deserted buildings. Every time you see a new business go out of business, praise the Lord, man. All of that, man. All of it. Anything that's a bad case for these nations here in America, because we don't got no investment in this. We are just the cattle. We are the oxen and the cows and the bulls. That's what we are. We're not. They don't look at us like, hey, we want to make sure that you're okay. Nah. We read Haggai 1 already. Any more of that, Bishop?
Yes, sir. Verse 34. "For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude."
I will take away the rejoicing. These people ain't rejoicing out here no more. Think about Christmas that just passed. Think about New Year's Eve that just passed. Think about Thanksgiving that just go back 6 months. Just go back 6 months and look at what happened. You think these people are rejoicing out here? Because the Lord has this place in bad case. There's a perverse spirit out here. Because again, there was a time in the NBA, we always use sports. Sports is a major factor of a society, specifically this society. Man, when Magic Johnson and Bird and all them were playing in the 70s and 80s, man, Esau was going to these games, these different stadiums, the Omnis, it was the Omni Arena, and they was going in there suited up, man. Button-ups and ties, taking limos to the game. But now look at it, it's a different energy. Esau's not in that celebratory energy no more. Esau can't afford tickets to these shows no more. He's priced out. Because why? We ain't been enjoying it, so we good. You not being able to enjoy it, you sad.
It says, verse 34 again, "For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning."
Pride turned to mourning. That's why Isaiah the 65th chapter tells you what? "My prophets shall rejoice, and ye shall be vexed in the spirit." So there's going to come a time. That's why I said that idea of us being all low and beat up and sad and man, fuck all of that shit, man. Like that. Them words exactly. All right. this place is falling. We ain't falling.
Right.
You acting like you're 100. If you acting like your $100 million business is taking a hit, and you're losing 100K every month behind your business. That's not the case. We're the low. We're the poor. We're the laborers.
Yep.
Laborers don't give a fuck when a dick and dick. Laborers don't care when a business go out of business. Yeah. See the. I ain't like it.
Hey, you only catch Esau somebody. I love my job. Man, fuck these jobs.
Yeah.
We just, like I said, subject to payment. We're just trying to get the fucking
we just
bills
subject to
paid.
payment, man. And more you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you really need to just understand that point, man.
And you know what? See, they're looking at things. Well, why the fuck y'all ain't trying to grow and get? Because we already know that you can only get so fucking far.
Yeah.
No matter how fucking hard you try, you ain't finna go outside the box with ease.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Your
We've had examples of your ass gonna get chopped, right? Bro, you can only go so fucking far. So why even put all that shit up on you for when we know this place falls?
All that leads to is depression on your
end.
All you do is depressing yourself.
That's it, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
This Philippians 2 and verse 29. It reads, receive him, therefore, in the Lord with all gladness and hold such in reputation. You know, basically you just hold your ground. What the scripture also says, what? Set that house in order. All right? If you praising ye the Lord consistently, then you're going to hold your ground. You're going to be rooted in the Lord also.
I got one for you whenever you.
All right, cut. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And you know that's like we said earlier. I want to go into the curses, but I may be for a lesson after this.
Okay.
But through the spirit,
if you want me to read,
you got to know these curses that you're going through because they're going to fall on Esau and the other nations. All right, and they're starting already. They have already been falling on Esau. But you just got to be in the spirit to see it and understand it. Like I said, don't get caught up in these goddamn these men in these manosphere. Yeah, I'm sad, man. I'm sad. You know how hard it is to be a man? It's hard. You know, nobody asks how I'm feeling. Nobody cares. I just go. I work. It's hard. Right, like we just read. Esau didn't care about it when the black man and the black woman and the Latino man and the Latino woman was working for pennies. When Issachar was in the fields in California and in Florida, making 10 cents, 20 cents a day to work. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you could, definitely. But I mean, in current history, current events, Esau be paying them pennies on the dollar. But Esau don't care. So why should we?
Right.
Why should we care? Because you didn't care.
Right.
It's too many examples through history and modern history to show that you don't care about us. You pay us pennies.
Yep.
Pennies on a penny, a piece of a penny.
Yep.
And then you take it right back.
Yep.
Because I was watching a movie, like the brother was saying, but it was a movie where they had Issachar in the fields in Cali back in the day, like the early 1900s. And they paid him maybe like 30 cents on the day to work the field, and then charged them water.
Yep.
Be sitting on the back, the Esau sitting on the back of the truck with a jug of water. Yeah, it's 10 cents.
Yes. See?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I can attest to it because I done worked on these farms back home.
No shit.
Working with Issachar, man.
Yeah.
He'll charge Issachar for the water. In the wintertime, to sit off in the building. He'll charge you to sit off in his building when he got the heating stuff. He charging Issachar every damn day, man. Issachar being he worked 3 times a greater.
No shade in them fields either.
Let your ass be hurt or whatever. They gonna discard you.
Yeah.
They might even kill you.
And that sun was hotter back then.
Oh.
The Lord had turned that heat up back in the day. It's different in that country heat.
Listen, man, that sun that 18th century sun, man, that sun like Mario. That sun is bad as shit. And swooping down on your ass.
Hey, the Lord did that. Hey, I grew up, I used to live in southern Alabama. That's a different type of heat.
Yeah.
Now imagine you out on the sugarcane field in Florida or out there in the islands, you know, out there no protection, they ain't got shade in them islands like that. You just get beat. The Lord just beat down the block. You know? Hey, the Lord, hey man. But see, that's why Esau is gonna get it 2 times, or I say 100 times worse. Okay? The Lord, you think, okay, in the kingdom of heaven, it's gonna be hotter. We're gonna make it hotter for you, man. Or you know what? We might make you work in colder conditions, man. Like how you did Gad, man, up in Canada. You push Gad into them native reservations with no resources up there in Canada. Okay, let's talk about that.
That's right.
You know, let's talk about that. So guess what? What's gonna happen? It's gonna happen to you in the kingdom.
That's right. We're gonna have spiritual powers, vocab.
Right. Oh yeah.
We're gonna have spiritual powers. So hey man, it might be a cool, decent 72 around me. It might be a cool, this space right here. Climate control. This my aura. Be cool. It's set on a cool 71. Where you at? It might be a burning, scorching 200. And I'm just sitting there. Want some water? Nah, man, we gonna have fun whooping ass, right? You got a precept?
Yeah, I got one. This to go with you know, why we ain't gonna try to, you know, build like that. This is Luke 12, and I just started 30, about 4 verses. Luke 12 and 30. It says, for all these 31, it says, but rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom.
That's it. Keep going.
Yeah.
That's it.
It says, sell that ye have and give alms, provide yourself bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, nor where no thief appeareth. It says, approach it, neither moth corrupt. For where your treasure is, your heart will be also.
Yeah, so that's the wisdom that we received, and we understand that. That's why we're rich, because we understand that.
That's
all
right.
of this, another great chapter to read. I know I'm about to step down, but that goes hand in hand with Matthew the 6th chapter. The whole Matthew the 6th chapter tells you how much the Lord cares about us, and you got to have faith in it. We add unto you the kingdom of heaven, and everything shall be added to you.
That's right.
So we understand. We willing to walk away from this stuff because it ain't nothing to have.
Yeah, well, hold on real quick.
That was it.
We going to switch on for a second. Hit yours, and I'm gonna work these 3, and then I'm gonna pass it. Just let me read up. Y'all can read it.
This is Job, chapter 21, verse 7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes.
Yeah, because there was a time where, you know, such and such, Oppenheimer the 4th, the 5th, the 3rd. That's that establishing their seeds, man. Half of us, man, half Israelite men don't even know who their fathers are. To talk about establishing your seed. But Esau has been able to establish much work because he's a free man, right? This is the perks of being free.
Their houses are safe from fear.
Come on. Oh, 2 years ago, right around the corner. Remember that? We were walking over there by the W. What happened? Read that scripture again.
It's in Job chapter 21, verse 9. Their houses are safe from fear.
Oh, yeah. Remember Paces.
Where's Paces? And we was over there by the W.
By the W.
By the W. We was over there one night, right around the corner. And man, you know how Jake's houses, we all do the same, man. When that sun go down, you put them blinds down, you lock them doors, you lock them windows, you locked in.
We parked on the street. Me and the brother, we was walking up, going to the W, and we looking like doors open,
blinds wide open. It was late.
It was night. It was late. It was nighttime. And me and I was just looking like, look at this shit, man.
We just sitting right here in the street, like looking through the house.
Literally looking through the house. See all the way through. Man, especially when big ass clouds. And you go right around the corner, and Jake in the shack in the west side. With 50 locks on the door. House so small, you throw a rock in that bitch, everybody come out bleeding.
Ain't nothing safe in there.
Right.
Not a goddamn thing is safe in that house, man.
Right.
Ain't nothing safe. The food ain't safe.
They got it protected like they got the ancient biblical scrolls in there.
Esau have
Esau had 100,000 in cash in the house and leave the front door unlocked.
Because they free. Because they free. See, they don't have the worries and the cares.
Okay.
They don't have the worries and the cares that we have to walk with. Esau is mentally free. You know, even if somebody do infringe upon their personal space, they know they have the proper resources to get the shit back. You know,
Insurance.
They got insurance. They got
cameras.
They fathers got money. If they fathers don't got money, they spouse people got money. They got it's so many different. That's why they don't bear the same. If you run up in Jake's house and take $50,000, that's it. That's it. But Esau has a backup plan for a backup plan for a backup plan, man.
Yeah.
They're free.
Yeah.
That's real.
That's real.
That's perfect scripture.
Neither is the rod of the Most High upon them.
That's why you look at Esau and these heathens, and you think, man, you just think they're in good case.
Yeah.
Because they really do. They carry it in a way where it's like, but not again. You got to have enough spirituality. You got to have that outside to see. That's kind of falling off. Like they're not in good case like this really anymore. Read that last part again.
It says, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them.
Yeah, you got Edomites getting killed by the cops now. Edomites aren't necessarily that hedge. That Cain hedge is not around Esau like that no more. All right, keep going, brother.
Verse 10, their bull gendered and fell it not. Their cow calved and casted not her cow. Verse 11, they sent forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ.
Yes.
They spend their days.
These Edomites ain't rejoicing no more. Like again, that rejoicingness is not there no more. Even if you look at it and you think it's good, like you see, like this.
Yeah, that's
like this.
Perfect example.
You see this, and if you on a low level and you just bitter and you're angry, like goddamn Edomite, having fun. Fuck them, man. I'm not having fun. Why they having fun? Right. But look, she probably has an STD. Right. Her dad is probably a gay drug addict. Yeah. This is a truth. So you just because you see happiness and giggling and googling, brother on drugs, child, baby's retarded.
Yep. She didn't get accepted into UGA.
Right, yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? Yeah, a nigga beat her into her white college.
Yep. But that's big on for white people, man. The school of their dreams.
Yeah.
You know, that's white people problems.
Right.
You know, I didn't get accepted in the UGA. You know, now I gotta go to Georgia State with a bunch of, you know, that's a real deal. That's real American family problems.
Because you got devils that go to Georgia Tech. Their granddaddy played on the football team in 1930.
Yeah.
They father went.
Yeah.
Here you are. You a third generation devil.
Right.
You just a retard because the curses is coming on your ass.
And you've been being groomed. You from a baby to go to the college.
Your parents bought a Georgia Tech onesie for you.
Right. Put you in all kind of different private schools. You know, told you about the curriculum, the major.
Yep.
Everything was being groomed, and then as soon as it was time for you to go to that college, denial. So guess what happens? That's a pain that Esau suffers with. This is free people worries.
Yeah.
This is what free. If Jake don't get accepted into a college, Jake be like, well, shit, I ain't got accepted in shit my whole life anyway.
Jake be happy getting accepted online.
Jake, let Jake get accepted in Phoenix University.
Jake got cordon bleu, happy as hell.
Jake is under the curses.
That was it on that.
This is Job chapter 21, verse 13. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
Come on now. Esau on one side, that's why he's a fork-tongued devil. One side of his mouth, he wants to proclaim the scriptures as that's the book, but on the other side, you don't want to hear this.
Right.
Because this devil makes, understand, just through homosexuality, this devil makes billions and trillions of dollars just off of pushing that vibration. If Esau took away the homosexuality in the earth, you know how much money he would lose just off of that one little stream of wickedness?
Right.
You know how much money is generated from people being gay?
Right.
Yeah.
The medicines that's needed to keep their ass healthy and alive.
Gay is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
And the proof of that is because he makes these laws to support him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't broke the law, now it's a hate crime, now you're getting to get sued. Now all that's revenue right there.
It's easy because we know the scriptures that I'm gonna step down. That's a good point, but what the scriptures say in Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, that you're not supposed to give your daughters to their sons and their sons to your daughter. So really, in this society, you're not supposed to have interracial marriage.
Yep.
Right. But here in this society, what happens? Esau, everybody can marry everybody.
Yeah.
Because why? He want that money.
Yep.
Just like Christianity. Same concept.
Yep.
You people got bamboozled by Christianity because it's a money laundering scam that you got scammed.
And if I may add, when you create a fake market, you can just use people's feelings and emotions to manipulate the market.
That's right.
I know brothers that's into trading probably can expound on it better, but the market is already rigged and fake. So now you just push shit in the public media to play on people's feelings and emotions to make another multi-billion-dollar industry. That's all they doing. Black Lives Matter is one.
Oh man.
Okay. Black Lives Matter. They played on niggas' feelings in the media, and they created another branch of a multi-million-dollar industry. They made money off of niggas. Ukraine. Take your the market started to decline when Russia invaded Ukraine because people are emotional and the market is fake. Okay, so now what you have is a market that they pull in the market based upon how people is really feeling, man.
You gotta make it feel they feeling too much like that. Right. That's that perverse spirit.
So really that's how you know the tops, they the ones that control the market because they control the media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but guess what? The Lord gonna crash all of that, man. Okay, come.
Yes, sir.
You know, the Lord's gonna crash it all. The Lord is gonna bring. Oh, matter of fact, since we talking about that, let's get Zephaniah chapter 1 and start at verse 10, Baba Kusha. Okay, but this whole thing is getting ready to fall off the bone, man. Okay, you see what you see in America right now is the last little pieces of meat on the bone. Okay.
Got it.
Yep. Whoever got it.
Zephaniah?
Yeah.
Zephaniah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zephaniah 1 in verse 10. And this shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate.
Yep. Now that cry, the word cry represents represents a cry of distress. All right. Now, when you read Revelation, the 18th chapter, it speaks about the distress of nations. Why is the nations going to be distressed? Because they are all a part of the same market.
That's right.
Brothers that's in Forex, they understand that this market, let's say the economy in America is unstable, but you still going to be able to trade in Forex because it's a global market. Okay? So therefore, all the other nations are still in one pool of trading.
Right.
Okay? So but the Lord is going to crash that. Because all these other nations are going to have to merge over to the MOTB too.
That's right.
So they ain't going to be able to continue to deal with all this playing around the chip. They're going to go ahead and have to break this thing down and go ahead and make that transition to the chip. Mm-hmm. All right, that's what we're dealing with. And that's the importance, which we're going to merge this and tie this into the name. Okay? Because everybody out here in this world is going to have to make a great decision.
That's right.
All right? And that decision, a part of that decision is going to be based upon if you believe and know the name. You're not going to be able to make the right decision without the name. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
Because if you don't have the name, you're going to make the wrong decision, man. The Lord is not going to guide you in the path of righteousness without his name.
He's going to make you make the wrong decision if he ain't with you.
That's right. Hey, well, the Lord's Prayer, deliver me not into temptation. How does it go? Lead me not into temptation, but deliver me from evil. Okay? So a part of that prayer in the beginning, you say the Lord's name. Okay? So when this crashing comes and everything starts to, because the IUIC is going to get broke down. they're not going to be able to sustain that whole imagery when it's economic collapse comes. Nothing is going to be standing for real, unless you one of the top conglomerate markets. That's going to be the only thing that you really going to have any type of leverage, but you're going to have the technology to maneuver in. Everything else falling. Go ahead, bro.
Says, and howling from the second.
Yep, a howling from the second. Go ahead.
And a great crashing from the hill.
Crashing. Key word. We always say economic crash or economic collapse. All right. Now, a collapse or a crash is never gentle. All right. It's not like you just break. Like if you want to collapse or crash this building, you ain't gonna take it down brick by brick. It's always gonna be aggressive. It's gonna be very dangerous. Yeah. It's gonna be violent and it's gonna be quick.
That's why I call it demolition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like a car crash. A car crash is not, sexy. You slap. Boom. Ow, that hurt. No. It's quick, it's aggressive, and it'll kill you. Okay? So that crashing that's going to come is going to be a quick crash. It's going to be fast, and a lot of people are going to lose everything that they've built in a matter of minutes. Esau is going to suck the world economy into one cup, man. Okay?
Can I read a quick one?
Yep.
This is Luke 10 and 18.
Yeah.
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven.
Beautiful. All right, so now we got to do two things right here. We got to figure out who is Satan. Okay? Now we have to find out who is Satan. And does Satan have a name in the earth? Absolutely. Somebody give me that in the book of Revelations 20th chapter. That old serpent. Go ahead, bro.
All right. This is the word crashing from Zephaniah 1 and 10. All right, from the Hebrew word shabar. All right, it says breaking, fracture, crushing.
A fracture. Now, a fracture happens quick. All right, you don't break your ankle slow. It's quick, and it usually comes from a lot of force being pushed onto one part of the body to where it snaps or breaks. So that means that what's happening? Oh, here comes Joe Biden, $13 billion to Ukraine, another 5.8 in stimulus, another 20 billion to Israel, another 800 million to Ukraine. This is putting hella pressure on the market. Okay? Because what they're doing is, if the market was a bubble, them niggas getting the big jaws. If it was a balloon, they just hitting that hole. Okay? That's what they doing. They putting a lot of pressure on the market so it can collapse. Okay? It's being done on purpose. Because why? We was talking about this the other day, me and the brother Abba. The spirit be having me and this brother go in a lot of times on geographical locations and the movement patterns of people. Now we notice that what side of the city is being bombarded with people? The east side. Okay? Everybody is coming from out of these different states, and they moving to Stone Mountain, Latonia, Decatur, Gwinnett, Snellville. Everybody is Conyers. Everybody is concentrating to the eastern side. Ain't nobody coming from their city and moving to the west side. So the market on the west side is a lot more of a stable market because nobody's going to the west side. Everybody is overloading the east side. So because of that aggressive overload on the east side, what do you see happening? Crime. Okay? So now the value that the east side once had in the eyes of Atlantans has been broken because of the pressure that they're putting on that side of town. So it's the same thing with the global markets. Okay? They're putting hella pressure on this economy to where the dollar is being devalued quicker than any other time in history. Right now. Joe Biden, thanks to Sleepy Joe Biden. Okay? So that's when it goes into, we're seeing Satan fall from heaven like lightning. Okay? Because we understand that when this current system crashes, there will not be the establishment of another. There will be an attempt, but there will not be an establishment of another system. The next system that comes after this present ruling system is the system of Israel. The kingdom of heaven. Okay? Everybody else will attempt, but everybody's going to fail. Okay? Give us some more on that, Albert.
That was it on mine.
All right, come on. Let's jump back into that Zephaniah 1, and then we're going to get
We got that Revelation 22.
Revelation. Matter of fact, hold that. Let's get Revelation 20 to show who Satan is.
This is Revelation 20 and 1. It says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key to the bottomless pit.
Right. Now, what is the key to the bottomless pit? The mic.
Bottomless pit, Europe.
Yep.
I don't know what the key is.
It's fine. You know, the key to the bottomless pit. Well, really, I was looking for pit. Okay? That represents the land of Europe. Go ahead.
It says, and a great chain in his hand.
Yep.
And
great chain. Go ahead.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
Right. So we understand that now we're going back in history right here. All right. This is going into the time where Jacob started to rise up in the Holy Roman Empire. Okay, and they began to take down the Orthodox. No, not the Orthodox, because Jacob was the Orthodox Church of Rome. They started to take down the Roman Republic. Okay, which Esau ran the Roman Republic. Okay, so but what happened was when Esau got moved out of that power seat, Jake started to rise up, and Esau was put in a low position under Jacob. They were captives, tributes. Okay, so that old serpent that it's talking about Edomites. Okay, when you understand biblical history, that's talking about the Edomites, and that happened in Europe. All right, which Rome was a part of Europe.
After the 12 Caesars, those 12 feathers fell.
Yep. We can read that in 2nd Ezra 11. Okay, 2nd Ezra 12 talks about that whole breakdown. So that serpent, we understand that the serpent, the devil, back then, we knew as a people that Esau was the devil, but it wasn't really established or really circulating like that. That's why he was known as the mystery of iniquity. Okay? Because we knew you had some of us that knew Esau was the devil, but on a larger sense, it wasn't really promoted in that light. Okay? Because if you remember, Esau was Jacob's brother. Okay? Now we really see it now after he put us in slavery and did all the stuff we doing. Now it's being revealed in these times. But just imagine Jake back then in Rome. They was just like Jake over here. They wasn't trying to really see he was the devil. No, it's some good Romans, man. I know some good Roman buddy, man. You know how Jake is. It was the same thing. If you know how your people is, just how Jake is now, they was like that in Rome.
That which is past is that which is.
Yep.
Scripture say so.
My good Roman buddy, man, my corn man. I go right down that dirt road right there and get some corn from a good Roman buddy, man.
You know what, Bishop? That's why in ancient Rome, just like in this last leg of the Roman Empire, you have sports. See, you think about the Roman Colosseum, I didn't realize this until recently. You had Roman Colosseums in North Africa.
Yeah. Well, North Africa was Rome.
It was part of Rome, but in my mind, I just thought the Roman Colosseum. It was Colosseums all over the place.
It was.
So you had teams just like now. It might be a redneck, nigger hating cracker that roots for UGA. And there might be a nigga next to him. But at that moment that team win, you're gonna have Esau and Jacob. Things like this, it breaks that. You got to be a strong man to maintain your hate.
Yeah, absolutely. So that goes into when it says Satan fall like lightning. You link that up with Revelation 20, the old serpent, the devil, Satan, and you link that with that Roman history. Okay, so that's how you know that this current system, Satan is ruling this, and it's gonna crash. That's right. It's gonna crumble. All right. Now, out of the crumbling, Esau loves to use the tactic of the phoenix rising from the ashes. So as you demolish, Esau likes to make references of coming the rose that grew out the dust.
Yeah.
The rose that grew out the concrete. So that's what he's trying to establish with breaking down this current system and establishing this NWO. Okay, so let's jump back to Zephaniah, the first chapter.
Verse 11. This is Zephaniah 1 and 11. How ye
inhabitants of Mektesh. For all the merchant people are cut down.
All the merchant people. Now, if you name a top producer of resources in the current global markets now, a lot of them is like Singapore, okay? Ukraine is one because they real rich in corn. Eastern Europe is pretty much screwed. No, Western Europe. I'm sorry. Eastern Europe has a lot more resources. Western Europe, like United Kingdom, Bosnia, and France and all that. That stuff is through over there, man.
Yeah.
You got to get over there, you know, like the Austria, Armenia,
Poland.
Georgia, Poland. Yeah, well, all that stuff is through.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, a lot of them lands get too goddamn cold. You know, a lot of them lands
rain too much.
It rains too much, real groggy. A lot of them lands is just stripped of its resources.
Yeah.
Ireland.
Yep.
Ireland, it rains a lot in Ireland. It rains. It's like this cloud. It don't get. It's like this all the goddamn time.
Yep. When you watch them different period pieces on like Netflix, you will see on Netflix they would always go through a dirt. They would always go through a famine because the land was just wouldn't, the soil, it wasn't cooperative. Okay, so these same merchant cities that we see that has a pivotal pull in the world markets, they're not gonna be trading like that, man. Okay, they ain't gonna be trading like that. That's why Esau hoarding a lot of natural resources in these doomsday bunkers. Okay, because the markets is gonna stop. The markets are going to completely stop. The only method of trading that you're gonna be able to go through is going to be through a digital exchange.
Yep. You know what, Bishop? Because what the market stopping doesn't work for Esau's system right now because you have a thing called fractional reserve banking.
Yep.
So Esau has made billions and trillions of dollars with the ability of saying, "Oh, we got $10,000 in here, but we can loan it out as if we can loan 10 million out." That's what fractional reserve banking is. So when it stops, all that shit in between there, that fake, that shit disappears with the crash.
Yeah.
What's real is gold, silver, actual things, resources, oil. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Gas. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's real.
Anything that has is called intrinsic value. Intrinsic means it has the ability to increase. It's what you about to say something?
I was gonna say a lot. All the renewable resources.
Yeah.
All that has intrinsic value.
Yep.
You know?
Anything that can create more.
Or
replenish itself. Yeah. Like, for instance, the MOTB, the RFID chip, that don't have no intrinsic value. Right. You know, a chip can't produce another chip. You know what I'm saying? So that stuff, all of that stuff is flawed.
But the information on it, which is digital, can always be manipulated.
Yep.
And that's what's going to make it a lot more easy for the least to use. Yep. Because they can continue to persuade the market that they always have, but with a lot more access to the individual people on the earth.
Yeah. Now this brother Nathaniel Allah was telling me last night, which he can explain it probably better. You know, then we're gonna get back into the scriptures. But I think he said they passing a law or talking about passing a law to make digital digital currency like the new method of trading.
So what the whole crypto thing was actually created as a trick bet. You see what I'm saying? Because it all ties in. The brother was talking about fractional reserve. Well, fractional reserve, what does that do in the real market? It creates what we call inflation. Okay, because you're printing money or you're creating money out of nothing, and it doesn't create new money. It takes value from the money already in existence. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that's what happens. So what they're doing now is they're trying to pass a bill worldwide. They did this through the financial summit thing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Worldwide, where they want to get rid of fiat currency because of the so-called instability that they created in the currency, and they're going to get a centralized cryptocurrency that is more controllable and more manageable, which is the MOTB.
Yep.
So that's what the end game is. So all this shit that you're seeing with the currencies and crypto right now, all these games that they're playing, crypto's been introduced so the people it can wet the people's palate.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
It ain't had nothing to do with creating. No, they always planned on going to crypto.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because how blockchain work, and then I'll take a step back. How blockchain work is anytime there's a transaction, there's a traceable ledger that's created. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they can go back and they can look at the ledger to see when the transaction happened, who did the transaction happen in between. You see what I'm saying? And that's the whole point of the MOTP system, because they have absolute control.
So, and that's how you know that we have the breakdown right. All right, because why? Because whenever you deal with prophecy always, you're gonna always see indications or reflections in life. Okay? Just like we always promote or push World War III. Well, you see the implications or the symptoms of it because the prophecies have to speak. So if they say the MOTP is Christianity, wouldn't we be seeing an influx of countries merging their citizens to Christianity?
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Why don't we see that?
Why is it so like Islam should be eradicated?
Why?
Especially now, after as long as America's been in the Middle East, it should be forget flags. It should be crosses everywhere.
It should be, bro. Almost everybody should be a Christian. Almost a real deal. Just like you see, mass majority of us. I mean, we don't have the chip, but we use digital currency.
Exactly.
We can see our money on our phone.
Hey, people going further away from being a Christian right now.
Christianity is actually dying off.
Yeah, it's dying off.
So what we're seeing is like we was talking last night. The world is the stage, and the play or the script is the Bible. So you want to see everything play out on the stage of the world. So we're seeing the transition to the MOTB. It's simple and plain, baby.
Yep.
It ain't rocket science. It's just a lot of people are full of pride and ego and fear.
Right.
And they don't want to admit to their congregation that they're charlatans. And that they sold out and that they lied to them. So what they're going to do is create smear campaigns and try to persecute the true men of the Lord due to their vainglory. But that's another topic for another time. Let's jump back into the scriptures. You had something, Kalai?
Yeah, I got the Revelation 13.
Let's bring it out.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor.
Now, who is the he? When you read up a couple verses, it's talking about the beast. All right? So this is the MOTB. Okay? The beast is not just one kingdom. It's a multitude of kingdoms that go by the name of NATO. All right, for brothers and sisters that may be watching on camera that don't know that, okay? NATO is considered the beast. It's a gathering of nations, the North Atlantic Treaty Organizations. And sometimes they go by OTAN, okay? But that's what they have, a conglomerate of nations all of them, not just America, all of them are transitioning to this chip, okay? That's why it's the mark of the beast. It's not the mark of the whore. Okay, it's the mark of the beast.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
It's Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Go ahead. And my bad, I'm sorry, y'all. So that right hand, now it's not necessarily limited to your right hand. It could be your left hand. It could be in your head. It could be anywhere.
Revelation 20, it says hands.
Yep.
It mentions the mark of the beast, and it says, the mark in the hands. So it don't matter.
It don't matter because you're gonna have certain people that don't have a right arm. But they don't have arms at all, the hands at all. Armless. So where they gonna put it at? In their brain. You know, a lot of people gonna have the chip in their right here. You know, and that's the signal to Esau. That's Esau's signal to life. And that's going to throw off the whole connection to Yahweh Bashim Shai who take that chip. And the Lord put it in Esau's spirit on the left-hand side to design that technology.
Yeah.
Okay? So we all know that this goes back to the Lord. The Lord's chip. Yep. Because really what we want to see, or not what we want to see, but what the Lord want to see is who going to stay down. That's a great way to figure out who's who when all hell breaks loose.
And proof that it's not Christianity is this some of us out here that used to go to the Christian church.
Yep.
But the scriptures say you can't repent from taking the mark of the beast.
Yep. And that's and really, that's a beautiful point. You know, but the Christian church ain't warning the people about that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a perfect example too. The electric cars.
Oh, electric cars.
Yeah.
Now Tesla, right now Tesla has one of the highest values in the market. You get some shares in Tesla, boy, you can come up. You know what I'm saying? And it's best to really get it now before they really start pushing this electric car. Because I'm hearing that Tesla is about to start, like you know, on like throughout the highway, brothers that be on the road, you got gas stations that pretty much be off every exit. Well, Tesla is now going to have electric charging stations off of most of these exits.
If I can add real quick, because I was with my rib, we went and get something to eat. You know, like a lot of these strip malls, a lot of them, they dead. Yeah. But what we saw was, and it was funny because it was a gang of niggas with Teslas charging their car. But on they had the storefront, so on the back side of the parking lot, it was just all charging stations.
Wow.
And it was so crazy.
Grocery stores.
We just rolled by, and it was all niggas that was charging their car right there. Yeah. It was like they're not even thinking about they just getting led to the slaughter. Shit out of luck.
So hey, bro, and that's a perfect example of the transition. You know, see, the Spirit had this brother to catch that because his eyes was open. But the average person don't see that eventually gas prices gonna be too high. Go electric. But before they make you go electric, let's set up a system to where it's going to be easy and convenient to go electric. Okay? So that's what they're doing. They've invested. But see, that's why the stock in Tesla is going up, so that you can actually pay for these charging systems. Okay? Your money going to pay for them to put these charging stations all over America. And it ain't going to take long for them to put it up. Because they already got them. They just got to go set them up. They already got the electricity. Yeah, they already got it. People get them set up at their house. Yeah. They had certain rest areas they have them there. Yeah.
Remember solar power back in the day. Solar power. Big thing.
Yeah.
Solar power. Now they're solar, the hybrid cars, the electric cars. That's the thing. But they've been transitioning for decades.
Oh,
yeah. Every state have a large solar energy power system that they have invested in.
Yeah.
They just did a big one here in right below Macon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very large. Yeah,
I saw it.
That shit is huge.
Hey, so that all leads back to them establishing 5G. It all ties in to the MOTB, because anybody that's dealing with that brick and mortar style of living, you ain't gonna be able to do it.
Right.
You just not gonna be able to do it. They'll shut the grid. They'll shut the grid down on your ass, and everybody that then went digital will probably be the only ones that can be able to sustain themselves.
If I may, it's groupthink, herd mentality. Because see, like brothers are saying, man, 10, 20 years ago, when they started bringing these Toyota Priuses out, you was getting clowned for driving Priuses. You looked weird driving a Toyota Prius, right? Or having the solar panels on the house.
Yep.
You were like, this guy's crazy, and it was expensive. Right? Like the brother said, now you can get solar panels on your house for free.
Yeah, you can.
They'll come out and install them for you for free. Because why? See, you people, man, we on a high level, man. We understand this.
Yeah.
Because these people with these solar panels on their houses, you get enough power in your house, like you earn enough electricity, you can sell the extra electricity to electrical companies.
That's right.
So this is this next system. This is groupthink making you look like you're you drive gas.
Right.
You still pay with cash.
They're dirty. Like people that buy gas, they probably looking down on people that get 87.
Yeah.
You know, 93. If you get 93 right now, you gonna get an electric car soon. You buying 93. You eventually you gonna get an electric car. You go to these different inner cities. You know, these inner city gas stations in the west side. The 87 on the gas pump is worn all the way down. The whole
you just know what it is.
You just know it's. You go to certain of these gas stations. And the 93 is in pristine condition.
Right.
The 93 is in pristine goddamn condition. They'll never even have to refill the 93. The truck, they only call the truck for 87 drivers.
87 diesel, that's it. Hey,
So that's how you know a nigga gonna have a hard time. They're gonna have a hard time merging over to that chip.
When the gas shortages start happening, what's the first goddamn button that's always out?
87. A big ass post note. They stuck a post note out of
only premium.
And then guess what Jake do? Oh, they only got 93. I'm gonna go somewhere else. They don't even attempt to get 93. They act like 93 is gonna hurt the car.
It ain't even gonna
It's actually better for the fucking It's actually better. But that go to show you how conditioned. See, Esau has conditioned Jake to be in the lowest state because they're going to be the ones that's going to easily take the chip because they don't have enough resistance. But let's get 2 Corinthians 2:11. Okay, come.
Second Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Yeah, meaning we're not being led astray, by him. The Lord has given us the guiding light to see exactly what he's doing. And technically speaking, the shit is smart. It's smart because you know why? The Lord gave him that understanding to do it. So it's really, it go to show you how deep the mind of the Lord is. Yes. Like what Esau is doing, it's really the only way. It's really the only thing he can do. The only thing different Esau should have did is he should have did it. He should have did it quicker. He's taking too long. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He should have really did it back in. He really should have did it back in like the 60s. When the scriptures say he shall speak great things. Mount Olymp. That's when he really should have got it started because he had more of a stronghold over the world. Now all the markets is pretty much even slave. Right. So we're not ignorant of Esau's devices, man, and the things that he's trying to implement. We know that the end all be all is the MOTB, but everything else is a symptom. It's just a symptom.
It's a reaction to what to the cause.
Yep. So we see we can see the serpent clear as day, even though he's hiding. Okay, he's trying to hide and wiggle around in the leaves, but we see you. Right. We hear that tail rattling, man. We see the serpent because the Lord gave us the eye salve to see it. So we're not ignorant of his devices, man. All right. Oh, hey, can somebody get that scripture speak about witty inventions? Okay. We know about them witty inventions. Okay.
I got the word device.
Yeah, let's get that real quick.
This is the word device, neoma, but it says a mental perception, thought, and evil purpose.
An evil purpose. Great. An evil purpose. So is Esau really trying to help the world by implementing the chip? No, but he's trying to act like it by saying go green. Yeah. Let's limit the use of these natural resources that's harming the world.
Recycle.
Hold it real quick. That's what he's doing. He's using it as a safe method to life, a safer method. When all you had to do, dummy, was stop abusing the earth. You can use Esau act like it's you can't use the resources in the earth. Right. You can use the resources of the earth, dummy. You manipulate them. Right. You splicing fucking seeds. Right. Yeah. You polluting the earth. You overly stripping the earth of its minerals. But then you want to push out a slogan of going green.
Act like a savior. You destroyed it in the first place.
If you really want to go green, do what the scriptures say.
Right. Yeah.
That's the only way.
Stop killing all the cats that create infinite energy for free.
Right.
That don't create no pollution. Stop killing them niggas.
Yes. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Stop killing these innovators that give you the solutions to creating a healthier planet. No, you kill them. Yeah. Because why? Because you want everything under your bubble. Yep. And if it don't fit your narrative, and if it don't fit your scheme, you gotta kill them. Right. That's why we know Esau gonna try to come at us.
That's right.
But you gonna have your hands full this way.
That's right.
If the spirit of the Lord be with us, who could be against us?
That's right.
Okay. You had who had that witty invention? I got it. So we bring that up.
All right, this is
Proverbs 8 and 12, and it says, "I wisdom dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty invention."
Yeah, see, we find out the knowledge on witty inventions. Somebody, let me get that microchip sign, Baba Kushah. Anybody that got that microchip sign, let's get that chip sign up here. We're gonna push that chip.
Oh, we put the signs in.
Oh, put them up. It's cool, because on the sign, it gives the whole breakdown on what's on the chip. The silicone wiring, the copper tube, everything that you see, that's us finding out these witty inventions. All right? Yeah, we see you, boy. We see you, man. We see everything you doing. Okay? We know what you doing on YouTube, trying to lock our words in place. You know? But guess what? These are wholesome words. All right? These are righteous words. Yeah. Yeah, you can show it to the camera.
And Mama Kushah, if I could add, now, and this is something that one of the brothers have put up, but what they want to do with the MRTB, you got this, what's his name? Yuval Noah Harari. He's like an Israeli scientist or whatever. And basically he says that this crisis is used to push people towards biometrics.
Yep.
Everything that's going on right now, the whole shit, everything is leading to hacking the human.
Yep.
Okay?
Transhuman.
Yep, transhumanism, all of that. It's leading right into that space. Yep. Internet of Things. Okay?
Biohacking.
Yep.
That's why
the biohacking.
That's why what you see right now, you seeing a merge. See, video gaming used to be, you grab a controller and you actually look into the, well, let me go further back. Games used to be you play them in the earth. You play them with the trees and rocks, and you created games from the earth. Then it went from there to board games and card games, chess, checkers. Then you had Scrabble.
What's it like mind games?
Yeah. What was that? The name of that game where you solved the murder mystery and the faces pop up. Clue. That was a badass game. Clue. Yeah. Then it went from that to the Atari. That was really groundbreaking. Because before that, I don't think there was an actual digital game.
It was arcades and like arcade games.
Yeah, it was arcade games.
Yeah. It was kind of
Galacticus. But when you was able to bring that shit into your house, that revolutionized mind control.
They were home entertainment system.
Yep, home entertainment, and then you able to put a TV in your house. Oh man, now you talking about groundbreaking mind control. Okay, so now it has advanced from an Atari, which was one game. It wasn't about 30 games on there. It was 1-2 games. Then you go to a Nintendo, then a Sega, then a Dreamcast, all the way up to a PS5. So where now you can actually play this game in a universe.
They plan on basically a lot of this talk of extending your life, living for 100, 150 years. So a lot of this is in the news because they talking about they want to turn you into apps, man.
They want to turn you into an app.
They want to turn you into an app.
Hey, that's something that you see that on the Social Dilemma.
Yeah, that was a movie.
Straight up Black Mirror.
I forgot the name of the movie. Basically, he put his upgrade. It was another one. Basically, it's a lot of movies like that. But basically, he put his brain into the system.
Yeah. The movie with Johnny Depp.
A lot of movies. Transcendent.
Yeah,
Transcendent.
That one, and there was another one with what's his name? The guy who played Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
He turned into that bald head guy.
I don't think I saw
Well, the old
that.
guy turned into the younger dude,
Yeah,
but he
it
turned
was,
ended up being crazy. Some shit.
He lived a long time. They were stealing soldiers' bodies.
Yeah.
And then they were hijacking their conscience, and old men were putting their spirits in their bodies.
To the younger men. Yeah.
So now we seeing these witty inventions actually coming to fruition. So why do they want to put everybody in the metaverse? Okay? Because why? Because they want to create a parallel universe to Yahweh Bashem Shah. And in that universe, they gonna have a king. There's gonna be a king. And guess what? That was in Ready Player One. The dude that invented Ready Player One, which was he was created a a multi-metaverse, right? And the dude that created it was the king, you know. But the earth, the realm that the Lord created, was destroyed. People was living in fucking junkyards, and you know what I'm saying? You see? So this is what Esau is doing. Esau wants to get rid of this life and create a false narrative so he can actually control the minds of people. Okay? So let's get what you got.
Yeah, this is Job 20 and 15.
Good one.
It says, he hath swallowed down riches, he shall vomit them up.
Hey, what is the riches that Esau has swallowed down? All right, is it really money? No. Esau don't deal with paper dollars, man. The international bankers, they don't deal with paper dollars. They deal with resources. They deal with people, man.
What I just say?
They deal with people.
People are the biggest resource.
It's the biggest resource. You know why? Because we have a thinking, processing energy.
Yep.
They don't need to go to the store and give somebody $5 to $10. They got the world. Okay? They got the world. Go ahead, bro.
It says, the Most High shall cast them out of his belly.
Yeah, the Lord is going to cast them down, man. We about to see, one thing we got to remember is we are about to see the fall of Edom. All right? That seventh head, which is the eighth, that grew back, we about to see that motherfucker fall, man. Okay? But this time, the whole beast and the horde. No root, man. Hey, that's the story of David and Goliath. The house of David gonna come and slaughter that big old giant, man. Yahushua, the king, all right, gonna come knock him down. And we can't wait, man. That's right. But see, Esau think it's gonna be a flawless execution of this new system that he about to set up. Right. Man, watch how many hiccups and hurdles the Lord gonna put in his way, man. Because it's not purpose for him to fulfill this.
We be giving Esau too much credit sometimes.
Yeah. Look how that whole C-19 boogeyman failed. Oh man, that was a failed attempt. Oh my goodness.
Esau should be embarrassed.
Right. That was a horrible display of lying. Yeah. I thought you could lie better than that, man. You disappointing us, Esau. What happened to your lying skills, man? Yeah, Fauci. Hey, Fauci, man, you did hey, man, if I was the elites, man, I'd take your ass to a back room and distribute you throughout the planet Earth. I'd get rid of you. You useless.
Oh, man.
Fauci.
He did more harm than he did good.
Yeah. He didn't help the purpose of the New World Order.
That's why they retiring his ass.
Hey, you Fauci boy, hey man, you better change your identity and flee. You got something out?
Yeah, I want to bring this out real quick. So it says, and this is from this guy. It says, so this is the crucial revolution and the sea crisis. It says it's critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. We want to stop this epidemic. We need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under your skin. So the whole thing was about, it was about convincing you. They convinced enough. Well, the world's already scared and convinced. Right. Now the people's minds are already turned.
So 90% of the world vaccinated?
Yeah. So now it's just about what's the next thing? Monitoring under you.
That's right. Biohacking, baby.
Yeah. I got, when you're talking about video games, I looked up Atari, the meaning of it, and this is from Wiktionary.org, and it means gateway, doorway, portal, introduction, beginning, threshold.
Hey, see that? Yeah. So that's why the spirit. That's why the spirit had us to go in on how that was a gateway to revolutionize mind control. Back in the day, what would you see? How would you see people controlling the minds of other people? It was really through philosophy, religion, radio, or you'll see somebody with a fucking stopwatch, you know. But now You don't have to have a physical person in front of you to control your mind. You have an actual threshold or a portal that you can send people into.
That's why TVs have like channel. Yeah, and it's a black mirror.
Yep.
TV is actually it's a black mirror, like dealing with witches.
Yep.
Mirror
With
And
programming.
This is also a black man.
yeah, that's a black mirror.
Black mirror too.
Hey, when you go into witchcraft, right? When you go into ancient witchcraft, witches always use they held all of their enchantments in a black box. Yeah. So if you look at everything that pushes out a vibration on the left hand side, they use a black box, like a TV, like an Xbox.
Oh, hey, you know what movie shows that? It's Constantine.
I didn't see that.
Remember that scene where he had all those mirrors lined up in the hallway?
Yeah.
And he was goddamn, it was a demon jumping back and forth through the mirrors.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, this shit is real.
The demon in the mirror
To get the girl out. Yeah. Yep.
Like a talisman. The small head, witches always had amulets and certain things where they could channel. Just like the witch of Endor, more than likely she has certain objects where she would channel those demons to.
Yeah. And that goes to show you that Esau, that was good. That's actually a lesson. But that was a beginning, a portal, a threshold to mind control. Because ultimately Esau this nigga is behind the curve. Okay? So he need to create a universe where he can control the narrative and not look like the enemy. That's why he's trying to put everybody in this metaverse. But guess what? It's too many people. You've allowed too many people to wake up through the black box.
Because you know what? Listen, when you think about in the natural world, it's crazy we gotta say it like that, right? But in this state of the world that we're in, it's the real world. It's offensive. It's offensive to us to see a man dressed up as a woman, right?
Right.
Or it's offensive to see a man or a woman dressed up as a man. That's offensive in this realm. Right. But when you playing a video game and the man that you playing with, and he's playing with a woman character, you're not looking at him like, dog, you picked a bitch.
What are you doing a lot?
Yeah, you a fat.
You do that a lot.
You can be anything you want to be in the metaverse. Who's really gonna be mad there?
Yeah. Right.
If you've already tapped into that, you really gonna be mad at somebody else's avatar at that point?
You can have slaves in the metaverse. They had
meta
slaves.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that show that was on Netflix?
Black Mirror.
Two guys, Black Mirror, with the two guys were playing a video game.
Yeah.
One guy was a woman and the one guy was a male, but they were both males in the end, but they were sleeping together inside the video game. And they didn't think that shit was gay because he was a female character and a male character. That's crazy.
This world is sick. Hey, this world is sick. Why you think they got why you think they got these sex dolls? Okay? So you gonna literally be able to put your Metagear headset on, and if you got a doll, you're gonna be able to. It's gonna really. You're gonna think you really did with a real life.
I read a quick article. It was March 29th. It says, live longer for 150 years in metaverse, but only if you are willing to permanently leave your physical body to start living happy.
Hey man, like biohacking. That's what they trying to do. Okay, go ahead.
I'll jump down. It says, verse 18, that which he labored for shall he restore.
Yep. Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, it says, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein.
Right. So Esau ain't gonna be sitting around at the round table, drinking blood, saying we accomplished this, man. Right. They're gonna be in straits. Believe you me, that lines up with biblical prophecy. Right. The whole time that they're trying to establish this NWO, they're gonna be catching hell from the right hand side, man. Right. Okay? The Lord is gonna be on them like white on rice. It ain't gonna be that successful, Esau. That's right. Okay? The only reason all hell is gonna break loose is because you gotta break this place down to try to establish the next. Okay? So you gotta create chaos, and it's gonna be created by the Lord anyway. But guess what? The elect is gonna shine in that time of trouble, man. Okay? Okay, come on. Go ahead.
This is Job 5:12. It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands could not perform their enterprise.
Yeah, so the Lord gonna cast you down. All right? The Lord gonna bring you down. So go ahead, man. Go ahead. And we pray that Yahweh Bashem Awashai gives us a spirit to resist that temptation.
That's right.
Let the Lord be with us and hear our prayers and honor us according to his mercy and grace. Because we don't want to see you fucking Edomites win.
Right.
All right? Lord willing, we don't give in to your bull crap. Because you've had a long enough time to show us who you really are.
Yep.
Even all that falling weak to Esau and his pressure, man. We pray the Lord give us the strength and the resolve to overcome, because we can't wait to get you.
That's right.
You got so much information now, so you find out like, yo, I didn't know you did that. That makes you even more mad at me.
He walk around with his head up high, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Awashai got something in store for the devil. Right. And we go in on Jacob's trouble, and Jake is gonna get in trouble. But you heathens in trouble too.
Edomite trouble.
Hey, that Edomite trouble gonna be worse than Jacob's trouble. Because you got more to lose. Niggas out here ready to die.
Right. Niggas already dead.
Right. Niggas out here perked up already. Niggas out here perked up. He got 150 rounds. This nigga, the Lord gonna turn that nigga into Rambo. He gonna let Jake get his shit off before he take him out, man.
The scriptures say that in Isaiah 46.
That
these Jake is like wild bulls and nets.
Yep.
Filled with the wrath and the anger of the
Most High. And see, Jake already got a crash out kamikaze demon. So when you take everything from a people that's already broken and destroyed, okay, these dudes gonna take a handful of Percocets and go crazy. Okay, they gonna do it. They gonna spin the block. They coming up to West Pacersbury. They coming up all through Buckhead, Roswell. They coming. Jake gonna come in all of your neighborhoods, especially you blue Edomites.
They already in Buckhead.
You blue Edomites, oh my goodness. You blue Edomites, you ain't got nothing but a kitchen knife in your fucking house.
You ain't dog.
Yeah.
Because you a vegan.
Right, yeah. That's a good one, huh? You ain't got no form of protection. You got a butter knife, you got a poodle with pink ears.
You don't even got real dogs.
Yeah, you ain't got no type of protection. Okay? You blue Edomites is gonna get ran through. So race war coming to America, man. All right? And it's gonna be all about control and design, man. And this is gonna be to bring down you Edomites. So we can't wait till we actually got you under our feet. That's gonna be a feeling of relief. Right. Okay? That's gonna be a feeling of relief. When we can actually say that you are no longer a threat to us, man. Okay? You are no longer a problem or a thorn in our side. You created this, man. You Edomites created this mess.
But guess what? You reap what you sow.
Yep. And you gonna reap it, boy. You gonna reap it. You gonna reap it good.
Okay.
Go ahead, huh?
Real quick, he says it's gonna feel like a release, right? Yeah. Sirach 20:4. As is the lust of an eunuch to deflower a virgin, so is he that executeth judgment with violence.
Yeah. So hey, you see right now, you got certain brothers, they really be staying away from women. Why? Because they more focused on the truth. And the more focused you are on the truth, the more you really want to get revenge.
Right.
Okay? Because if you really want revenge, you know this is the only way to do it.
That's right.
So Jake be staying away from women. They might be confined. You know, you might have certain brothers that, you know what, man, I ain't fucking with no girls like that. They distraction. Because why? Because you really ultimately want to get back and eat something. But you know that this is the only way. So if you fall out the truth, you all that shit you was taught, you really don't hate Edomites right. You really don't really feel no certain type of way. You don't want no spiritual power to be able to get them back. Okay? Because you ain't really make your calling of election sure. If you really want to get them, the Lord said what? Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. He that leadeth in the captivity shall go into captivity. So that's a patience. That's something you got to wait for, man. So if you really want to do this, you're going to do this. If you really want to get these Edomites, like you say, you're going to do this. That's why you got to have that vengeance. Every day that vengeance got to be burning in you.
Warfare is spiritual.
Spiritual. You got to be telling yourself every day, I cannot wait to get them. All right? You got to be like King David, man. You know? If we represent the house of David, you got to come in King David's spirit. when him and what was it, Joab, they went up to the Edomite city and camped out for 6 months. Just to make sure wasn't no Edomites left. Okay? They waited there, they slaughtered all the men of Edom and then camped out 6 months just to make sure that no Edomites was left up there, man.
You know they had that raw focus. They probably just looking, you know, they could probably switch out one of the underlings. Hey, you want me to switch out? Like, nah, I got it.
I got it, man.
I'm trying to find something.
But not comparing numbers. How many you dropped? You know, I got about 10 today. That's a real mindset. That's a mindset that you have that's towards your nation, towards your people, man. You're willing to do what it takes to bring down the oppressor. Okay? And this is the way. Walk ye in it. Yahweh Shai gonna let Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they gonna let us finally get what we desire, man. Wait upon the Lord till he rise you up to the prey. Okay? So this work comes first. Chanting down Babylon, chanting down these Edomites, warning these Jakes out here, calling back the elect to repentance. Break down the scriptures, right? Pray, fast, be humble, be charitable. Okay? Be thoughtful. You know, be in the spirit of righteousness so you can get some fucking get back. You know? You know how good it feels for a man that's been in an oppressive relationship to finally get one up over that fucking demon? You know how that feels to that man? He might get a new relationship and she might gotta pay him alimony. Like, I finally got this bitch. Take a turn. You know? That dude, man, that dude probably turned into a new person after that, man. So imagine being able to finally get the whole house of Esau and the heathens, man. The Lord is gonna be the ultimate villain. Okay? Who got some praise? Hold on, because Kalaya been waiting over there, man.
This is Psalms chapter 58, verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
Yeah, man, like your brother Albert made a great point earlier. Just the simple fact alone that we have to drink water by measure and it's dead water, that's enough to take somebody to water. Imagine if somebody trying to sell you some poisonous water at the table. You hear this, you're trying to get some water from a long, thirsty day, and a nigga out there is trying to sell you some polluted water. You gonna try to hurt that man.
He can give you the real stuff.
Yeah.
He could give you the real stuff for cheap, but
he don't want to because he want to be a snake. And that's Esau just want a snake. Esau the ultimate slime. Oh yeah. Okay? He the ultimate slime nose wiper. Okay? He's a cutthroat, fugitive, vagabond, degenerate, cynical, diabolical creation. You ain't a person. You ain't listen, man. Esau, he's the ultimate simp. Okay? Yeah, the ultimate. Here it is, Jeff Bezos. You set a poor example for all rich white people. He ain't got it. You set a poor example for all of the multi-billionaire, rich, multi-millionaire white people. Sit up here, you own one of the greatest companies in America, and your ass paying alimony. What kind of person is that? Floyd, you need to get Floyd Mayweather on the line.
Oh, his wife was flirting with somebody right in front.
That was his girlfriend.
Oh, his girlfriend.
That's how big of a loser is.
Yeah.
Leo.
Leo DiCaprio.
A teacher.
Somewhere out west somewhere.
It's bald head looking at him.
Yeah, right in front of his face.
Yeah. And you one of the top. You one of the pillars under the elite.
Yep. Right.
And you sitting up there paying goddamn alimony. Edomites got to be the biggest simps. You got to be the biggest. Here it is. You done took over the whole world, and you let your white women march up and down the street talking about some fucking feminism. You got to be the biggest simp in the history of creation.
Yep. He saw chinks in that armor. He went around the earth with all that bravado and slaughter and killing. When it comes down and settled, you can actually see that he's weak. Yep. You see him for his true nature, man.
Yep. Esau is a soft, he's a soft, simple, That's why he got to do these sneak attacks.
Yeah.
So you know what? Hey, the Lord is gonna meet you. Right. The scriptures say hell has come from beneath to meet you, man.
To meet you at your coming.
To meet you at your coming.
You coming.
Because the angels, Yahweh Shai, the true men of the Lord, oh man. Okay? Business is business first. Certain things the Lord deals with order. There's an arrangement to get to that point, but you better believe it's gonna get to that point.
That's right. That's right.
You're gonna get met. That's why the Lord say you can't be scared, man. You know, fuck what he got and his alliances, man. We got certain stuff going on in the heavens that we don't even know about.
More with us than be with them.
That's right.
You gotta remember Romans, not the 9th chapter. Jacob I love, Esau I right. It's just simple. Just remember that.
That's it.
As bad as it may look for you, or as bad as the world stage may look, just remember the Lord said I love Jacob and hated Esau.
That's it.
It's that simple.
It's that simple, man. Go ahead, Kalai.
Okay, I got something real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Yeah, Lucifer, meaning light bearer. Falling from heaven represents falling from his kingdom, falling from his high stature over the other nations. Okay? So that means that the Illuminati is going to fall.
That's right.
Eventually it's going to get so bad that they're going to go into them bunkers.
As unbelievable as that may seem.
Yeah, because the Lord going to put on the show. The Lord going to put on the show, baby. The elites, it's going to, no, you good, huh? The elites, their plans are going to fold so much that they're going to have to go hide. Okay? Mission abort. Everything is chaos. They probably going to try to even just be like, you know what, fuck the chip. We got to go.
Didn't they do, what's that show that was on Amazon? Utopia? Yeah, one of the dudes was hiding.
Yep. They was hiding.
Yeah.
Shit, Don't Look Up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't look up.
Don't Look Up. He got to the point where they were like, "Shit, we gotta save ourselves."
Yeah.
They was. She ended up leaving her son behind.
Yep. Yeah. It's just like like you ever seen a construction site, and then you like, okay, this shit, they building this shit fast. Then all of a sudden, that's it. Like, damn, what happened? East. That's gonna happen to Esau because the Lord gonna bring him down.
Well, that's a tower. He's trying to build that Tower of Babel again.
Yep.
These other nations. Yep. This digital Tower of Babel. And then now, just like the Lord did the first time, all right, the Lord, the angels, everything is going to come down and stop it, man.
Yep.
And how it's going to be, this time it's going to be the nuclear fire that's going to destroy everything.
It's going to come. Yeah, see, Russia going to really teach you how to wipe a nose. Yeah. Okay, you want to talk about nose wiping. Russia is the king of wiping them noses. And he going to clean you up, Esau.
Niggas is worried about OTF and fucking 4KT or whatever, man.
Right.
Man, Esau, Russia and America, man.
Right.
That's the real slats and
that's the real slime. That's the real Crips and Bloods. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Claudia.
God, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Yeah, man. And how? Somebody tell me how did they weaken the nations? Y'all can know, how did they weaken the nations? How did Esau and Lucifer? Remember, it's talking about Lucifer. So it said that did is weaken the nations. How would you say they weaken the nations? Through philosophy. That's one way.
Taking resources, taking lands.
That's how they set up the nations.
Set up his democracy.
And the scripture say, embassies. How's it go? Entries. Riches got by the sea. That's how they weaken these other nations, because a lot of these other nations are really third world countries because they laid in bed with America.
They invested in this
IMF.
Startup. America was a great big startup. Everybody invested in it, and now that it's getting ready to bottom out,
right?
Everybody's losing.
Everybody losing. So that's how America weakened the nations. Lucifer. Remember, that's not America. That's the international bankers. Okay, because we're talking about Lucifer now, the Illuminati. Okay, how he weakened the nation was through backdoor deals. So he'll come and be like, "Hey, I got $100 billion for you to reestablish your country." But then they probably gonna have to pay back $200 billion.
Imagine a title loan
That's a title on interest rate on $100 million.
And then how you will never be able to pay that back. So then what is Esau gonna do? He's gonna own the resources to that country,
which makes him the owner of the people of that country.
That's why I say
turn you into a debt slave.
That's the whole purpose. Russ, I speak there.
That's why the scripture say in Proverbs said buyer is a servant to the money. You basically more than debt. So you basically become a slave to it.
So that's how he weakened the nations. Okay.
Is that going into the thick clay as well?
Well, yeah. It depends on which scripture you're thinking about. Which thick clay.
Yeah. Because his money system is based off of those debts that those countries owe.
Yep. And that's how they thrive. You know, the biggest drug dealers like Pablo Escobar and name some other Noriega, El Chapo, Griselda. What made them the biggest drug dealers? Because they fronted people. Okay, they actually gave people, you know, or gave them an advance, and then what you have to pay back on the back end is going to be, you put them on, but what you got to pay them back is always going to be more than what they gave you. So then they was able to take over the drug market by front. So Esau, through loaning people these high dollar value loans, and then putting interest on it on the back end, it has literally weakened the nations.
They don't want you to pay it back.
They don't know.
That's why they penalize you for paying.
Because they know that money has no intrinsic value. They know that the resources of those lands have the intrinsic value. Okay, they can manipulate money.
Interest rate can change.
Interest rate, or like what the brother Nathaniel just brought out. They're gonna go from the dollar to digital currency. So it has no intrinsic value. What has intrinsic value is natural resources. It can create from itself. So Esau don't care about your money. He'll give you as much money as you need. He'll give you the money, but I guarantee you, if you don't pay me my money back, I'm gonna get your house, I'm gonna get your car, I'm gonna get everything around you that has value. Yep. And then I'm gonna write that debt off. I'm gonna write it off as a write-off, and I'm gonna really get the value off of you. And then your whole life, you're gonna be trying to figure out how to clear that debt. That's what's happening in the world market.
Scam is fiat currency. Fiat currency. That's the whole scam about it, because you're trading from actual resources, like the brother said, intrinsic, which basically means it has value of itself.
Yep.
But you're willing to trade something that actually has value for, like he said, something that has no value.
Yep.
So it's like that's the whole scam of it.
But the whole scam of the dollar is that it just has purchasing power. That's all the dollar has. It's purchasing power for now.
Because
I can say real quick, you know, the whole thing about the dollar from its inception, and this is why, like in 1933, when they brought the dollar in, it didn't become a circulated currency until the 1950s. And the reason why that was is because they had to convince people to believe in the currency. It's the belief. And once the people stop believing in the value of the currency, it's going to just tank. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're banking on.
Yeah, you see that? So now we seeing the manipulation of these different global economies and how it's all going to leak into the chip. Okay? Keep reading, like.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
And that's twofold. Okay? That scripture right there is twofold. Because one way that they ascending into heaven is through what? Through the height of their kingdom. Okay? Esau got it, man. Esau is sitting on top of all nations right now. And I'm not just talking about American Edomites. But really, American Edomites ain't even really financially the top Edomites. Okay? Really Amalek. Amalek richer than everybody. There's no other nation on earth that's richer than Amalek, including Moab. And Moab got some deep paper. Them pockets deep over there in the land of Moab. Okay? But Amalek, his pockets run deep. Yeah.
Okay, we need that back.
Yep.
They trying to like, nah.
Yeah. Keep reading up.
Okay. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds.
Yeah, and that also you can relate that to how they establishing their technology in the heavens. Right. Okay.
The Space Force.
Yep, we got the Space Force. We have different satellites where it distributes communication, you know, from one point of the earth to the other. Okay. So Esau, that's twofold. Okay, go ahead, bro.
I will be like the Most High.
I will be like the Most High. That's the key point right there. Esau has a God complex, but he's carnal. So the best way to be the Lord in a carnal state of mind is to chip everybody. That's the only way you truly can become omnipotent. Okay, is to chip. But before you can become omnipotent, you must set up an infrastructure to be able to see. You must set up
your eagle eye.
Yeah, you got an eagle eye.
Yeah.
So now they establish themselves in the heaven through their satellites. So they're able to see, they're able to send communications to that camera, They literally can see the world right now. But the only thing that they can't see is you.
That's what I was saying with the Lord September. Because if they can get into you, then they can literally change your mind state.
Yep.
They can literally reprogram you.
Let's say
they want to
let's say I left my phone at the house. Because they could track where you at by your phone. But let's say I left my phone at the house. Esau wouldn't know where the fuck I was at.
You didn't ride in your car?
I didn't ride in the car, maybe, you know, I got a horse. Yeah, maybe, you know, somebody came and picked me up and we went to somewhere. Esau wouldn't know where the fuck I was at. Unless he just got a spot. Huh? I'm only using cash. That's why he wants. But you can leave your phone at the house all you want to. If you got that chip, I can find you at any given moment.
Longitude and latitude, your ass.
That's why he want to be like the Most High. See, the Most High has that same intelligence on the right hand side. But guess what? It's still natural intelligence. That's the thing. The Lord's intelligence is not polluting the earth. It's not sending harmful signals and sound waves.
It's pure.
It's pure.
Everything is based off of that intelligence. Esau's intelligence is artificial.
It's artificial.
So it's artificial. Something that's artificial and fake, it corrupts.
Yeah.
That's going to corrupt.
It's going to corrupt. That's why that grievous sword is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, then the system that he before this is with the cameras.
Yep.
That ain't working.
No, them cameras. First of all, bro, it's too much footage. It's way too much goddamn footage to be trying to review everything. No, if you need to see it, then you need to be able to pull it up. Yeah, nigga ain't trying to go through 2 years of footage to try to find a nigga that broke into a gas station. It's too much.
They want to see the dot they have labeled you on.
Yeah, they want to see. They want to position. If they need to pull up your location, they want to be able to do it when they need to do it.
Real time.
Say again.
Real time.
Oh, they,
that's going into he shall be like the Most High. Okay.
Knowledge shall increase.
Knowledge shall increase. Go ahead, bro.
Good. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell,
Go ahead.
to the sides of the pit.
Yeah, because see, death is going to encompass these Edomites. Just how death was all over Jacob. Yep. Sometimes you can see the spirit of death on Jacob. You might run into a nigga at the gas station, like, yo, this dude got a death angel on him. It's like, yo, I don't know, this dude might get taken out tonight or something, man. It's like the spirit. It's like the spirit that Jake moved with. It's like the energy of death. You know? But that's going to be on Esau.
Can I read this real
Yes.
quick? This is Joel 18 and 11. And it says, terrors shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet. Oh, yeah, like you said, we got to look at it from a point of every day that goes by, Esau is reaching a point, man, with them terrors and that death is just going to be on his ass. Like stink on shit, man.
Yes, that's right.
That's what's coming. Yeah. So in the spirit of it all, like you said, we don't got nothing to be afraid of because because you know why? The scriptures tell you in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, that he is as hell and as death. Yeah. And it also says he shall reap what he sowed. So you reap or you sow death in the earth,
then you gonna beat them.
We've been sowing life, positivity, growth, exhortation,
love, and that's what we want. That's what we want. But see, you know how you got Jake that's all on the internet and shooting themselves in the head, and the spirit of death is all over Jake. You're gonna start seeing viral videos of Edomites doing shit like that because they gotta reap what they sow, man. It's gonna go on them. But see, they like to cover a lot of that stuff up in the media, but really it's happening. A lot of these Edomites, oh man, especially Edomite spirits are weak. Them niggas overdosing off a half a Percocet.
I was about to say you had to
yeah. Because they spirits so weak.
Children Benadryl, take them out.
Man, them Edomites have a toothache, and then they go get some Vicodin, or like, you know, I'll take half tonight. And that's the last half of anything you ever gonna take.
What's the big thing now? That Citadel and the ivermectin.
Yeah.
The ivermectin with that, supposed to be that thing that Joe Rogan used to, say you kill this drug.
Oh yeah.
But you know, you have people taking it, and these Edomites were dying trying to take it.
They gonna be overcome with death. Every little thing they gonna die from. Every little thing. It don't matter what it is. Death ain't even gonna have a hard time with Esau like it got with Jake. Oh man, Jake. Death gotta go hard on Jake. Esau, that nigga gonna choke off a bottle of water. Oh yeah, the nigga one. Yo, the black woman is indestructible. Death is like, yo,
that was the black woman. Remember the chick that died on the ride?
Yeah.
That was the nigga woman. She was surviving.
Bro, that was the nigga woman, bro. They would have had to check on the ride first.
You ever seen that clip of that one nigga woman who fell off the
car?
Yeah, fell off the bed. She got right back good.
Oh yeah. Did y'all see the black woman that got hit? The car was doing donuts. Big black woman got hit. That motherfucker got up. That motherfucker got up like a mosquito bit.
She went home and beat him there? Yeah, we
being funny, man. Let's get back to the story.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Right. Yeah, because see, the Lord is gonna bring him down. Okay? It's just like a premier boxer that was beating everybody ass, and then at the latter end of his boxing career, like Bernard Hopkins, he started getting his ass whooped. So then everybody like, well, shit, I want to get in the ring with him. He getting his ass whooped like that. I get in the ring with him. He ain't no threat like that. That's Esau, man. Ain't nobody scared of you Edomites no more. What? I scared because you deleting YouTube pages.
You digital gangster right now.
Right. But now you sicking out your Karens. It go to show you white women got more nuts than you Edomites. At least they confront Jake to their face. You rarely even see a Ken. You see Karen. Yo, the white woman, man. The white woman is outdoing you Edomites. Edomite men.
Because women are more wicked than men.
Yep.
White women are more wicked.
Yeah. Hey, we were saying that.
Really, creature on earth.
Really, a lot of this left-hand energy comes from white women. LGBTQ, trans,
feminism,
all of that.
Well, witchcraft in general, Queen of Heaven, all that is women.
Yeah.
Eve. Right up under the Satan is Eve.
Yeah. That's right.
Women, and then just put to the wicked women is Edomite.
The women are a real stronghold. Go ahead,
That did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof.
Yeah, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay? Not to mention, you look at Syria. Syria was a beautiful place. And now you look at it now, like a third world country. Okay? Like a wilderness, man. So Esau has the capability of flatlining nations, but your woman running. You know what?
Your children don't respect you.
Your children don't respect you. Okay? You let niggas move in your neighborhood. You let niggas destroy your women. I mean, man, white women is getting slaughtered in America.
Yo, this shit is bad.
You know how bad you run the world.
It's his kingdom.
And your
homeless man a homeless nigga.
Them niggas.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Oh, they are slaughtering.
Them niggas probably don't even got a driver's license.
They probably only white.
Just slaying.
Right.
Hey, they do Jake like that. Hey, you like to make fun of Jake and plaster us on the news?
Yes.
Hey, what the Lord say? We gonna mock you. We gonna mock you, man.
If I may,
that's why your girl's getting destroyed.
if I may,
Yep.
this is to that point because everything we say come out of the scriptures. This is Job 27 and
15.
13. No, I want 15. This is Job 27 and 15, going straight to the point, and it says, "Those that remain in him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep."
Yep. Meaning your women not gonna feel sorry for you, man. All right? Cause they see how degenerate. Cause they knew if you was a real man, you wouldn't have let them get this fucking far in the first place. It's just like Respucia. After a while, Norbert was never a threat. Nigga, go to the basement. I'll be back home later. That's what's happening to Esau. Nigga, enough of this war shit, nigga. Let's talk about this LGBTQ. Okay? Fuck all this war in Ukraine. Talk about transgenderism. That's what we want to talk about. Give us a date. Give us a day before I go in your pockets.
They got a month for it.
Yeah.
It's Women's Month. Women's History Month.
So these women don't look at you as a threat no more. They look at you as a doormat. They look at you as a financer.
That's exactly
It's a financer. Because you can do things physically to gain more money, but you just need to finance me, nigga. That's what's happening to the Edomite.
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro.
Esau, like you said, Esau will kill 1,000 men, but then go home and his goddamn woman is putting on what's the shit that they used to put on women?
Chastity belt.
Your women put chastity belts on you. You Edomite men wear chastity belts in real life.
And then go to her boyfriend and he know about it already.
Yeah. So your woman is really the Edomite woman is actually a major part of bringing down America. Because why? Because they compromise the moral fiber of this place. See them old Edomites back in the 1700s and 1800s, they was beating women all up and down the dirt road.
Well, there was a law. I'm not sure if it was that one in Carolina or Virginia, where you can legally beat your
South Carolina.
Sundays or something like that.
South Carolina. But you gotta take them to the
courthouse.
The steps of the capital.
That's where a rule of thumb comes from.
If you use a stick, it can be no thicker.
Like you can use a rod, but no bigger than your thumb.
Shit, I got you know meters. You know how much damage a switcher do. Oh man, it's about the size of your thumb. That's worse, right?
See, that's how show you again how weak Esau is. Esau can't even beat his women right.
Yeah. Esau, man, but that go to show you. This is all a part of the fall of Edom. Because you can tell a lot about a nation through their women.
Yes.
Their women is a post.
That's right. Just to bring it back to the scripts, it shows that in when they put John's head on the charger, who designated it?
Oh, yeah. Herod's wife.
Yeah, Herod's woman. It was really for her daughter.
Yeah.
You know, she
her
wanted
birthday.
it for her birthday,
Birthday gift.
celebration. And she said she wanted John the Baptist's head on a silver charger. She designated. Yeah, but the woman sanctioned it. See how wicked? Yeah, that's how you know, man. See, America ain't got them women, especially white women. They hate life. They don't. They for abortions. They like, you know what? Fuck even having sex with men. Emmett Till, like they have literally created a system within a wicked system to destroy the first one. Okay.
Jeff Bezos' wife. She just put money into Planned Parenthood.
Absolutely.
Like 20-something million.
And then you know what? Let them keep doing it.
Right.
Because what we're seeing is they really going behind you with this shit. See, a lot of times, man, when you put your foot down, you ain't supposed to let your woman go behind your word and your law. Right. You in the House of Congress revising all of the forefathers' legislation because your woman feeling a certain type of way.
Right.
What happened? What about honoring them big wigs?
Yeah.
You know? What about you honoring a dyke?
Was the holding the
founding fathers, man.
Yeah, you disgracing them. Let's keep going. Did you have some more on that, Albert?
That was it on mine.
That was it. All right, who else got some precepts on that? Bring it out, Nathaniel.
This is going to what we were talking about how you was bringing out how Esau setting these traps like Planned Parenthood, but it's his people that's taking advantage of that shit. This is Proverbs 26:7. It says, "Whoso diggeth the pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it shall return upon him."
Yeah.
Upon him.
Hey, you see that? So the ditch that Esau dug for us was primarily by using who? Our women. Okay, that was one of the worst. That was one of the worst things that happened to us. The man and the woman not being on the same page. Okay, because we was even when we was in slavery, when we kind of had our women on page with us, it was still better.
Yeah.
But life is so much harder because our women is not on the same page with it. So the Lord, that same trap that you dug for us with the Willie Lynch letter, it's happening to you, my man. It's happening to you.
The role of being a team player. That's, because we team players in league with y'all by Shema Shot.
Yep.
We're of the elect. So when you break up there, you become like, well, it's me against that team. It's broken.
The whole dynamic doesn't even work.
Everything falls through. So that's how you know that the curses is being shifted. Even though it's not fully on them, but it's being shifted. And it's just devils.
Y'all, I always think about that too. The fact that reason the so-called black man and the black woman have an issue with each other is strictly because of the curses of the Bible. Y'all don't even got the curses on y'all. Y'all just hate each other.
They just
because the scriptures say that again. In the book of Deuteronomy, it says your vine is as the vine of Sodom, man, and bitter grapes, man. It's because you're a pocketed homo, and then your women are really big boys. See, we're not praising the so-called white woman either. Your women are degenerates. If you've ever dealt with an Edomite woman, they only respect disrespect. That's where a lot of you men go wrong trying to love these heathens. You go into a situation trying to be Mr. Lovey-Dovey and Rico Suave, and the bitch just wants disrespect.
Because she tired of being respected. I mean, you could tell this guy over here. He probably one of the biggest simps on West Peachtree right now. You could tell.
You walking behind her.
Yeah, you could just tell. Meanwhile, she probably at the office getting tossed through every cubicle. See what I'm saying? So the whole fabric is
it is.
It is. Because you got what's called office sluts. Okay.
And she probably didn't even put out on there.
No.
7 days in.
Yep. So let's get back into the script. You got something?
Yeah,
let's go. Okay,
in the Esau.
Yep.
James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Yeah, that same weep that Esau had with Isaac at the bed, that's what you're gonna try to do at the last minute. We're sorry though, man. We was trying to help the world. We was trying to be good. No, man. Keep that same energy, man. Right? Keep the same energy. Don't try, because Esau gonna try that move.
You're still a liar.
Okay? As soon as he find out that he in trouble and he ain't getting ready to get that blessing, he gonna try to go and act like it wasn't like that. We wasn't trying to do that. We really was trying to put black people in a good position, and we didn't know. No, man. Keep that energy. Okay? Read again. Huh?
It says, go to now, ye rich men, and these are the elite. So at the top, it's all about them and their money.
Yeah.
It says, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And the miseries can include what we were just talking about. Everything that, like Bishop said, everything that we're going through, that's because of the curses. Everything that you're going through is because you're the wicked.
Yep.
So everything that is negative, you get right back. What they say, what you put out in the universe come back to you. This is your karma. This is why this right. This is why this is your trouble ultimately. Because you put out misery, that's what you get.
And you see how bad the curses was on the righteous.
Oh,
Imagine the curses on somebody that's already wicked. That's why, them curses really gonna overtake Esau. We probably ain't even gonna have a purpose to do a lot of things. They're just gonna fall into the curses, man. They just gonna put themselves in that pit, man. Okay? So
yeah, it says your riches are corrupted, your garments are moth-eaten, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you.
yeah, man. Everything is gonna be a witness against Esau. You know, it's like when somebody do something wrong in a group of people, and look, so who did it? Everybody hand automatically point at the vigilante. Esau.
At the rebel.
Everybody hand is gonna point to Esau. Yep. Then you other nations, you ain't gonna be so innocent either. Jews are part of this too. Yep. But you just didn't take it to the extremes that Esau took it to.
Man, shit. Other Edomites gonna be then that point within Esau gonna be strong too at you Amalekites, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna go from everybody pointing at Esau, from Esau pointing at Amalekite in the center, man.
That's right.
Because we again bringing it back to you creme de la creme Edomites.
Creme de la creme.
You Amalekites, man. The world, man, the hate that's gonna come to you.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't want to be that.
No.
And look how much hate Judah got. The hate for Amalek gonna far exceed the hate for Judah.
Oh, Judah gonna tell Amalek.
Oh, Judah, boy.
Judah gonna
Use a
a little bit more. It says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have eat treasure together for the last days.
That's right. So Esau, the last few specks of sand in the hourglass is upon you. Okay? The last few specks of sand in your hourglass has approached you. Okay? The only thing that's on your side right now is nothing. That's the only thing on your side. The only thing on your side is Nathan. Nothing at all, man. Okay? You ain't even on your own goddamn side. Because everything you doing is against yourself anyway. You ain't even on your own goddamn side. All right, we're gonna close out on that.
This is what you was talking about with when they gonna try and cry and
yep.
Do it. Psalms 10 and 10. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua have forgotten. He hideth his face.
Yeah.
He would never see it.
See, Esau think the Lord forgot. No, the Lord don't forget, man. All right? The Lord has the best documentations in the world.
You got angels.
You got angels. And they don't forget.
They don't sleep.
Yeah, they don't sleep. And they don't got fluoride and metal in their brain. Okay? They don't get Alzheimer's. They remember detail upon detail. We talking about the top intelligence, the right-hand CIA. They're literally the right-hand CIA. The Central Intelligence Agency of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And they don't forget nothing. Okay? They don't forget a doggone thing. Just like Esau. You got Edomites now, they keep great records too. They know all the crimes you committed. If you was guilty for it.
They tap all our phones.
Yeah.
Certain buzzwords. And you say martyr on the phone, you'd be like, hey, come pick me up from the martyr. They tap in and record their conversation.
See?
You got some background checks and shit.
Yeah. So the Lord know everything you've done. And that crouching, that humbling down, you see, that was vehicle right there. That put down a lot of Jake's back. You see 3 Edomites, in that motherfucker right there, boy. You gotta go. Yeah. But you Edomites, the Lord got your number. And your time is approaching, man. Your time is approaching very soon. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to bring some brave visitation to you and your people. Okay? So with that, we're going to close it out. Giving all praises, all glory and honor to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash.
All right, double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, many blessings to the elect. Until next time, we say shalom.
Shalom.